I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
There it is. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rock in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Wanna Drive. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right. All right. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot or a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scream. Ah! Y'all know what it is, man. It's that time of morning, man. Blue tears, orange tears, orange tears. Blue tears, orange tears, orange tears. Greenie in the building. What's good? I ain't even gonna lie. I saw the new name. I ain't even gonna lie, man. It kind of threw me a little bit. I was like, yo, what is... So shout out to my main man, Greenie. JJ in the building. Will Salkin. Ed Winning. What's good, man? I see you. Kerry Cox in the building. Infamous New King. The hip-hop legend himself. Omega is in the building. What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? All right. Man. Y'all saw us do the live stream last night, man. A lot of y'all saw us do the live watch along last night, man. And yo, it was crazy. Shout out to, hey, look who here, look who in the building for the love of the game is in the building. Okay. All right, I see you, boss. Yo, so we watching the game, Greenie calling it, and I'm like, just chill, let Greenie, man. Greenie gonna rock, you know what I'm saying? And Greenie did an excellent job, man, on the game call last night, man. It was fantastic, right? CAA Mafia's in the building. What's good? Hello, good mornings. Yo, as the game played out, bro, all right. So here's the thing. Yo, in Knicks universe, there are a lot of smart people, right? Right? There are a lot of smart people, but I don't pretend like just because somebody is smart that they always have all the answers all the time. Right? And I'm one of them. Sometimes I just don't have the answers, right? I just don't have like the stuff. It's a lot of people in Knicks universe that are smart and that are thoughtful and insightful. You know what I'm saying? Last night, man, what the hell were we watching? My fear, no lie, and this is real talk. This is real talk. This is man to man or man to woman, adult to adult. My fear, right? My fear after that Toronto game was Tibbs is going to put something on film and teams are going to exploit it. That was my fear. Now, my fear didn't come true. I don't think that is what happened. Right? Just letting you know that just because you watch the game, you're not going to have all the answers. Anybody that say they have all the answers is an idiot. Anybody that says they have all the answers to everything, no matter what the question is, they always have all the answers. They're an idiot. I wouldn't even you pay him any more attention after that. Right? My fear, my thinking was this. Tibbs is going to put something on film and teams are going to find out what it is and they're going to exploit it. Right? That was my thinking, like at the Toronto game. Right? Right? But here's the thing. Thinking that way, I now see that I was flawed. Right? Nobody perfect. No, nobody perfect. I ain't gonna beat myself up for being wrong. Yeah, everybody's wrong every now and then, right? Right? Everybody's wrong occasionally, right? Right? Everybody's wrong occasionally, right? Hey, shout out to La Wise is in the building. White Falcon is in the building. Knicks will be 2026 champs. I just saw you on the Queen joint. The Queen was like, I don't know. That may be like 2027. Shout out to the Queen. I was watching her joint, man. I like the Queen. That's my people right there. Queen, good people. Queen, good people, man. Yep. Queen, good people. In this game, what I found is a lot of people are shady. Like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they get close to you because they want something. And then if they don't give it to you, if you don't give them what they want, then all of a sudden they try to sully your name and all that stuff. If you don't give them what, you know what I'm saying, what they want, which is weird in a way, but you know, it's human nature sometimes to shout out to the Queen for doing dope stuff. But what I was getting at though, what I wanted to get at is I think Tibbs did the opposite of what I was thinking. I think Tom Thibodeau legit is playing these guys into the ground and they just don't have energy. They just don't have, they can't summon the energy to get up. Man, for the Spurs, we should have beat the Spurs by 40. But we can't. You know why? Because guys are hurt and guys are tired. Queen B in the building. I ain't know you. Look, Queen B, I ain't even know you was going to be looking. I said all that stuff. I was all kind and nice to the Queen, and she here. Now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm embarrassed. I said all that nice stuff about the Queen being all real, and she in the building. Now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm on the spot. Yo, Long Island Sound is in the building. Pudge Nice was good. Gogo Poe is in the building. What's happening? Yeah, man. Yo, what I'm saying is, I guess, is this. Ultimately, you can't run a 9-man rotation playing dudes 38, 39s of grinder minutes. Y'all know all minutes are not built the same. Like the minutes that Giannis plays and the minutes that Randall plays are different types of minutes. It's different types of minutes. Right? It's and what I compare it to is like a wide receiver can play 88 plays in a game. That's a lot, right? A lot of plays in a game. That's like overtime type numbers, right? And then a running back can play 60 plays. Or not even a running back. A center, the center can play all 88 of those snaps just like the wide receiver played, right? But the center is involved in the play every play. The wide receiver just out there jogging, shadowing the guy. Maybe he'll block, maybe he won't. The center can't. The offensive center on the offensive line, they can't take a play off or they'll get somebody hurt. And that's what I like in the Randall and Grimes and Quickly type minutes. When you compare it to a Giannis, it's a different type. It's a different type minutes, man. These cats get tired. These guys get tired, man. They get worn down. You know, and I know people. I know the conventional thinking is that a professional athlete should have his body prepared to do blah 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 and all this stuff. Listen, I get it. I get it. But the thing that I wanted to mention though is even though you prepare yourself for the worst, being in there for the worst takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on you. See, the thing is with Giannis's minutes, say Giannis plays 40 minutes in a game, right? Giannis plays 40 minutes in the game. Giannis has Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and a bunch of dudes that can kind of carry the load. Bobby Portis and all of them, they can carry the load for 2 or 3 minute stretches. And while 2 or 3 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you have 5 guys contributing 10 or 15, carrying the load for 10 or 15 minutes, or I'm sorry, 2 or 3 minutes, that's about a total of 10 or 15 minutes during the game where Giannis doesn't have to be the man. So Giannis doesn't have to be the man for, say, only 25, 28 minutes. Whereas Julius Randle, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, it's like that song. Every breath they take, every move they make, Knicks fans are watching them. See, Giannis has carte blanche to do certain things because before he was an NBA champion, he was a league MVP. Right? And before he was a league MVP, right? Before he was a league MVP, his franchise recognized that he was a generational talent. And before his franchise recognized he was a generational talent, they knew he was an all-star. And before they figured he was an all-star, right? They knew he was a promising young player. So what I'm saying is there was a ramp up to where Giannis, you knew what Giannis could be, so you could build a team around Giannis so that you can protect him and insulate him. You go get your goons like Bobby Portis. You go get your rim protector, Brook Lopez. In previous iterations, they had the Serge Ibakas, right? They go get the deep guard rotation. They go get a lot of guys to take some of the slack off of Giannis. So even if Giannis does have to play 40 minutes, it's not 40 minutes on the offensive line. It's like 40 minutes at wide receiver. And I'm not calling him a diva. It's not what I'm calling him. What I'm saying is this. And I'm getting back to the Knicks. It's just one of the things I wanted to talk about why the Knicks lost to the Spurs and may lose to the Rockets. Because talent wasn't the issue last night. I'm sorry. If you guys just think that, the team was trash, how is this team trash when one guy scored 40 and the other one scored 36? How is there not talent on the team? Just asking. How does a team devoid of talent put up numbers like they did against the worst team in the NBA? Because the worst team in the NBA playing against a team without talent, it should have been nip and tuck. If one team's the worst and the other don't have talent, then they should be comparable teams, right? Nah. Clearly, I'm gonna say this, and I know all the Tom Thibodeau fans, and listen, I don't know at this point. I don't know what to make of Tibbs, right? Tom Thibodeau, I don't know what to make of it. I just don't. I don't know what to make of Tom Thibodeau. I know some people are saying, well, Uncle Freezy, such and such in such and such month, you said you like Tibbs. And then in the other month, you said you hate Tibbs. And then you listen. I honestly don't know what to make of Tom Thibodeau. I just don't. Last night, a tired Walking Dead team walked into a young team with a lot of young talent on it. That Spurs team is not a bad team. It's a young learning team. And we lost to them, and they didn't even play their best player. Their best player was out last night. Somebody help me understand this. How do the New York Knicks, off of an 8-game win streak just a week ago, lose to the San Antonio Spurs, the worst team in the league by record? The worst team in the league by record, I guess, without their best player. It's easy. In my mind, I was wrong. I'll admit it. I thought it was a strategy thing. It was not a strategy thing. It was not a strategy thing. This team got all the juice squeezed out of them for this 8-game win streak to save Tibbs' job. A stupid 9-man rotation. You take your best shooter out of the lineup, Evan Fournier. You take Evan Fournier out of the lineup. You take a promising young wing player out of the lineup, right? And you win 8 straight, but now the season is in peril because your point guard is hurt. The future of New York Knicks basketball, R.J. Barrett, the golden child, is out with a laceration on his hand. He's going at least a week. He won't be back for the Phoenix Suns game. And you lost to the Spurs with the same team that you're going to face the Houston Rockets with. And maybe the same team that you face the Phoenix Suns with. Now, we hope Jalen Brunson to be back. We hope. But before Jalen Brunson saw hip, he was dinged up on the. Before he was dinged up with the sore hip, he had a sore right foot. Let's not pretend we didn't know Jalen Brunson was dinged up. Let's not act like we didn't know Jalen Brunson was already dinged up. Right? We're like, oh my goodness, this unfortunate injury to Jalen Brunson's hip. Oh my goodness. The Sixers game. Nah, he was walking wounded before that, and we know that. We know that. We know Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson plays. Jalen Brunson goes all out. Jalen Brunson goes all out, and we know this, right? So he's bruised up, he's battered. Not saying that he hurt, whatever, whatever, with the other stuff, but he's definitely hurt. And I understand that there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. I understand that. I know. I'm hurt right now, but I'm not injured. So what do? We go into the San Antonio game. They come out with energy, lottery picks all over. Branham, Jeremy, Sohan, I forget the other kid, but anyway, young players all over the place, and they just came out with energy, more energy than we had. We looked like a tired team coming in to play against a young, energetic team, and fresh legs won. Fresh legs won. At one point in last night's game, and while Greeny was calling it, the Spurs had an offensive rebounding advantage of 13-4, and we have a top 3 offensive rebounder in the league. Our big was tired. And let me tell y'all this. This is one of the things that I was trying to talk to IKBM Dre last night, right? And I think it's a good thing I didn't. My internet went down. Thank you, Spectrum. Spectrum got all these commercials. Oh, is Spectrum internet? Yeah, I got Spectrum, and it was out last night, and that's like the second time in a week. Thank you, Spectrum. The injuries are only just about to pile up. We've played 36 games, and Mitch has been healthy, and he historically is the most fragile of all of our pieces. What happens when Mitch goes down? Can we depend on Hartenstein? What happens when Mitch gets banged up? And you know what's going to happen. I'm not wishing bad luck on anybody. Y'all know that. But what happens when Mitch needs a game or two? Can we depend on Hartenstein? I hadn't seen EG 14,000 since. EG 14,000, I'm looking for you. Man, Yankees fan forever. YC in the building. I see y'all, man. D's in the building. I see y'all, man. Good morning. Good morning to y'all, man. This team, I don't want to blame. I don't want to blame Randall this morning, right? Because I saw Randall last night. I saw Randall last night getting hacked up, and I can't blame him for complaining. Because the Dallas game the other night, bruh, the Dallas game the other night, Randall go to the rim and get elbowed in the shoulder blade. Dallas gets the ball. Luka comes down the other way, puts up a shot. It falls back like this, like he got shot, like it's a 1980s crime saga. And Luka gets a call and Randall doesn't. Am I a fan of Randall being a crybaby? No. But right is right. Come on, at some point, man, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Wiz is in the building. So Wiz says, on behalf of EG 14,000, Tibbs is misusing iHeart. Nah, man, iHeart is a bum. Or let me say it like this. Right now, iHeart is not playing like we anticipated. iHeart is playing like a bum right now. I don't care about no role or no whatever. Yeah. Nah. So I'm trying to figure this thing out. That when the losing streak started, I was thinking, oh, snap. I actually said a other word that starts with S, but I won't say it here. It's like, oh, snap. Toronto done found something they done put on tape, and now teams just going to try to exploit that. Teams are going to take their big three. I'm talking about big wing player, big three, not big three like LeBron, Bosh, and Wade, but big three like large. They're large wing player, and ISO them at the top of the key and run the 4-5 pick and roll against us because our guards are too little. Even though our guards are good defenders, size matters. Size matters. Now, was that the game plan last night? Nah. Last night, San Antonio, I think it took San Antonio like 4 minutes to score last night, the beginning of the game. But once they realized that the Knicks wasn't into it, they just revved up. It was that stupid thing Devin Vassell was doing last night. And Devin Vassell had on a fire jacket last night. Some type of thing with Florida State on it. I'm not a Florida State fan, right? But the jacket itself, and you'll never catch me in street clothes, right? But Devin Vassell was in street clothes last night. That jacket he had on was fire, right? Vassell, that jacket he had on last night was fire. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But that thing he was doing about rev it up, crank it up, or whatever. I don't know if he was doing this or this or this. But whatever it was he was doing, it was getting the Spurs kind of cranked up, man. Their energy was up last night. And they beat us. They beat us, man. I ain't going to listen. They came out with energy we didn't, right? And when I was looking at the strategy last night, I was thinking, is Popovich out coaching Tibbs strategically, or is this just is this personnel? It's just personnel. And it just appeared to me that they had energy and we didn't. And because if you look at numbers, here I am talking about looking at it. If you look at numbers, let me see if I can find. There was a number last night that I saw, and it was disgusting to me. Scores, Spurs. Miles McBride was 3 for 8 last night for 9 points. I'm not going to talk about defense last night. Last night, defense was awful. Mitchell Robinson last night had 0 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. In 28 minutes, Mitchell Robinson had 6 rebounds. Quentin Grimes played 37 minutes last night, was 1 for 10 from the floor. It was the 3 that he hit. He had 9 points. Derrick Rose was 1 for 5 for 3 points last night. Emmanuel Quickly, on the other hand, was 12 for 27 for 36 points. He hit 5 of his 12 threes. He had 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 1 turnover. Emmanuel Quickly had a 7-to-1 assist to turnover ratio last night. I'm going to say this about Grimes and McBride. It's going to sound saucy, but before you critique me, hear me out on it. We can't have performances like that from Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride and expect to win on any day. I know both of these players are very young players, and I get it. And I'm not knocking them on that. I'm not knocking them or their development or the way that they've been used. But what I'm saying is as a matter of fact, as a matter of information, with R.J. Barrett and Jalen Brunson and Obi Toppin out injured, the next man up has to step up. And I can see Manchild right now. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. I can see Manchild right now. Like, oh, hey, I thought Uncle Freeze was going to say something profound. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I can see Manchild right now, just like you're ready to type something. Like, oh, jeez. Christ. I thought Uncle Freeze was about to say something that I could put, that I thought Uncle Freezy was going to say something that I could get tattooed. Man, I thought Uncle Freeze was going to say something I can get put on a t-shirt. Listen, y'all. With guys out, next man up has to have an impact. They have to. It can't be, you can't be the same guy when somebody else is out. When Jalen Brunson is out, Miles McBride has to step up. Right? And I like McBride. Right now, McBride might be my favorite Knick. So what? We all have our favorite Knicks right now. When a guy, it's the reason why you carry 12 or 15 players. Not because you want some players to be better than others, but in the case where someone gets injured or somebody's ineffective, you could put in another guy and get some semblance of the production that you are missing. Right? Here's a fun fact for everybody. Here's a fun fact for everybody, right? Because we say this about Quickly, right? We think Quickly is that guy that should ascend to be that next guy, right? Here's a fun fact. Emmanuel Quickly for his career averaged 11.4, 11.3 last year. And guess what he's averaging this year? Fun fact, 11.3. So this applies to Quickly also. This applies to Grimes. Listen, Grimes had a profound effort the other night against Dallas. That was a great effort. And so I'm not discarding that. Right? He did his thing. He did his thing. What I'd like to see more often from Grimes is, especially in this stretch where Barrett and Brunson are out, I'd like to see Grimes be more assertive offensively. I don't think that's asking too much. But here's the thing. Being a 3-and-D player takes a lot of energy. It's the reason why you see Randall get beat offensively every now and then, or defensively every now and then. Eric Siriel is in the building. What's good? E, what's good? Khaled Pasha is in the building. What's good, man? Hey, KP says, hey, we were down the whole game, yeah. And then KP says, hey, man, Grimes had 10 shots and made one. Bro, hey, man, listen. I honestly think these guys are fatigued. These guys are worn down. Hey, Almighty Finesse says this roster is born to watch, bro. I'm with you. But what do we do about it, though? What do we do about it? Are we going to reach out to Leon Rose? Leon Rose, what you going to do, bro? Leon Rose, what you going to do, bro? JJ says Scoot and Wemby sweepstakes. That will bring. Hey, JJ, I have some breaking news. I have breaking news, bro. I have breaking news. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me get all the Spurs out of my system, and then I'm gonna break some news. Yes, it has something to do with Victor and Scoot not being number one on my draft board. It has everything to do with Victor and VW and Scoot not being 1 and 2 on my draft board. But let me get this Spurs stuff out of my system. Hey, Ultra 41 is in the building. Ultra 41 says, go Mavs. Hey, man. Hey, man, y'all do y'all thing, bro. Y'all do, hey, man, y'all do y'all thing. I'm not a hater of most teams. I do hate Philly, though. And I do hate Boston. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. Look, I ain't even gonna pretend. I ain't even gonna act like, look, I ain't even gonna fake it. I ain't even gonna fake it, right? The Spurs thing, y'all, I just want to tie this thing together. I just want to tie this thing together so that we can move on and have this other conversation. So while I'm wrong about Tibbs putting stuff on film and teams going to exploit us over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I do think I'm right about the fact that I think teams now are going to take the approach of jumping on us early to see if we'll fold. I think the blueprint going forward, at least for the next week or so, Afro the Jedi's in the building was good. I think the blueprint is this team is tired. Jump on them early to see if they have any fight in them. What do y'all think? Jump on this tired team early to see if they have any fight in them. Right? All right. So let me move on to another thing, man. I have a conversation going on with um with State. About this season being over and that we should just tank. I'm not for it. I really don't like losing on purpose. It just don't hit the right way. I don't like the feel of losing on purpose. Just don't feel right. Just don't hit the same. Does it's like, to me, it's like begging. Like, if we get the number one pick because we a bad team, I'm okay with it. But tanking feels like begging to me. Tanking feels like, yo, my man, I know you out here with your lady in the middle of the night, man, but my car broke down on the side of the road, man. I'm from Montana. You know what I'm saying? Can you let me get $5 so I can put gas tank in the car to get back to Montana? That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like. Now, if we lose, if we're a bad team and we get the number one pick, of course, I'm gonna use the number one pick in the most Uncle Freezy sort of way, right? Yo, Varsity Customs TV is in the building. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the link that you sent, bro. I watched that link like 4 times. The link you sent me with Garnett and Paul Pierce about Victor W. I watched that joint like 4 times, bro. Back to back, nonstop. Shotgun is in the building. I know Shotgun is coming up here because I know he want to talk about some Emmanuel quickly. I know Shotgun want to talk about some Emmanuel quickly, bro. I've been talking like for a minute, man. Let me put this thing out here. I understand why you tank. I understand why you tank, right? I don't think I don't understand. I do. I do understand, man. I get it. Because it's not about any of the peripheral stuff. It's about what you get with the number one pick. I understand why you tank. It's not the feeling of losing games. It's not the, all of that. It's about what you get with the number one pick. It's about when you know you got the number one pick and you decide on who to take with the number one pick. It's about who you want with the number one pick. Like if you're Uncle Freezy, you're thinking, do I want a 7'3" Kevin Durant? Do I want a 6'2" Allen Iverson? Or do I shock the world and take this generation's Anthony Hardaway? Yes, with the number one pick. I understand. Listen, I get it. Almighty Finesse. Listen. I understand that you're like, do I take a dude that's 7'3.5" Kevin Durant? Do I get a legit 6'2" Allen Iverson without shoes? Or do I take this generation's Anthony Hardaway? So I get why you tank. I get why you tank. And JJ says Scoot is a more athletic CP3. Right. CP3 is not scoring 27 a game in the G League against grown men, bro. I'm just saying. JJ, CP3 is not scoring 27 a game. CP3 will score you 18 a game. CP3 is like 18 and 10. 20 and 11 in a great season. I get it. I get why you tank. I just don't want to beg for it, bro. And that's what it feels like to me. And I'm sorry if people are offended that I feel that way, but consider what I just said. I said I feel that way. I never said that y'all feel that way or you should feel that way. Adults can feel differently about different topics. Everything Knicks is in the building. Oh boy, Afro the Jedi. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Do I pass up on a bigger version of Allen Iverson for a dude that may be frail? And the irony right here is, what if Portland get the number 1 pick? Oh boy. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So let's do this thing. Let's get past the tanking thing because reasonable minds can disagree, right? If you want to tank, you want to tank. So what? If you want to tank, you want to tank. So what? I mean, I don't care. I ain't ready to argue against your position. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. If anything, I should respect it. Right? I respect your position if you want to tank. That is, keep a receipt for that. Because we keep receipts for a lot of stuff. And people are like, Uncle Freezy, I got receipts. You said, man, Tom Thibodeau. That's stupid. Don't keep receipts about stuff like that, bro. When he doing good, I'ma like him. When he doing bad, I'ma dislike him. Period. We in a results driven bit. Hey man, coaching in the NBA is about results. If you're doing good, I like you. If you're doing bad, I don't like you. That's what we should keep receipts about. Same thing with NBA players, man. If they playing bad in the moment, we don't have to like them. If they playing good in the moment, we can like them. And I know that sounds like fair weather, but if that's your position on it, I will respect it. Like, I ain't gonna sit up here and be like, Almighty Finesse better like RJ Barrett. I ain't gonna say that. He got his own opinion. I respect it. And I ain't gonna sit up here and be like, well, Greeny love RJ Barrett regardless of what. That's that man position. He a grown man. I respect it. I ain't gonna argue either way, for or against. That's how you feel. What kind of man you think I am? Come up here and be like, no, you better not feel like that. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. I respect it. Amani the Great is in the building. What's good? KP says Knicks not getting a top 5 pick regardless. Why are we even talking about it? Hey, man. Yeah. But you know what, though, KP? You feel that way. But there are a lot of people in the chat that want to talk about it. So a lot of people in the chat that want to talk about it. They've been saying when I was talking about the Spurs, they were talking about it. And we have to consider how the lottery is dispensed. We have to consider how the lottery is dispensed. The Knicks don't have to earn the number one pick. They could just finish in the lottery, and the lottery balls can award them the number one pick. Also, the Dallas Mavericks, we have their pick too. As long as their pick is not 10 and above, as long as it's between 11 through 30, we get it. It's ours. As long as Washington's pick is 17 through 30, we get it. As long as Detroit's pick is 18 through 30, we get it. Now, the likelihood of all this happening is slim. The only true outcome we know is that the Knicks are going to get their pick regardless. Who knows? Luka may slip on a banana peel, and Dallas season might go down the toilet. We don't know. And it's not fair to predict. It's not fair to predict. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Two Haitians together. Oh, boy. Here we go. Get ready for the Emmanuel Quickly Love Fest, everybody. I don't know why I don't have an intro. I don't know why I don't have an intro for Shotgunner. He reminds me so much of myself. I'm just going to play my intro for Shotgunner. I'm going to play my intro for Shotgunner just because he reminds me so much of myself. Shotgunner. I'm coming with the heat, though. I'm clutch with the free throws. Never seen the street clothes. Orange tears to the chef. Always gon' rep. Gon' rock the spot. Till it ain't nothing left. You may know him from the next morning drive in the morning. And you may know him from the Knicks at Night podcast. Give it up for Florence here, very own Shotgunner. Greeny in the building. What's good, y'all?
It's good, Greeny.
What's good? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Good morning to the chat. Good morning, everybody.
Yo, I just realized I'm a slacker, bro. Neither one of y'all got intros, bro. I need to. Yo,
what's going on, man?
Yo,
Salute
man.
Knicks family. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody. What's up, man? Number one Chief Rocker. You know I'm about to get straight into it. You know I'm about to get straight into it.
Yeah.
So was Shotgunner right 5 months ago? Did we waste? Did we have a starting point guard on the bench the whole time? When he played over 23 minutes a game, is he an effective point guard in the NBA? Is Shotgunner right? That's all I'm saying. I've just been saying this the last 5 months, guys. That's like I got called crazy. I got called he was a Jamal Crawford type. I just said get a kid a chance, give him a shot. And he gave him 15 dimes in his first. Even in college, they let's go back. They even a disgrace. I just give him a chance. That's all I said.
Okay.
We showed he's an effective point guard. We're talking almost a 20 assists. If Deuce hit a couple threes, we might be talking 20 assists. Come on, man. We wasted $100 million for nothing, man. Brunson Burner is cool, is good, is cool, is cool. But he could have stayed where he was at. He could have clearly stayed where he was at.
Oh,
that $100 million could have went towards now the Knicks is more stuck because it's time to pay, even though he signed that. I think he want more money. I mean, I think he could go back on these last 2 games and say, hey, man, when you give me a starting chance, man, I mean, we ain't win, but hey, man, I've been solid, man. 36.7 assists. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
Come on.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
Come on, man.
Emmanuel Quickly, when Emmanuel Quickly starts, he looks like a high level NBA point guard. And when I say high level, I don't mean elite. Now, let's not get carried away, right?
Right.
But he does look better than the Jones in San Antonio. He looks better than Monty Morris in DC. He looks better than a lot of point guards in a lot of different places, right? So I grade him out to be higher than them, maybe middle of the pack type point guard when you give him a chance, right?
Right.
But the thing is about Quickly is when we don't know what he looks like as 10 games as a starting point guard or 20 games. If you give him 20 games as a starting point guard, what is his ceiling then? I don't know. And it would be very intriguing to look at. Right?
That's all I wanted. And our coach gotta look like he looking a little stupid. Alex Burks last year, seriously? Come on, Tibbs. That's on you because these last 2 games, and he could go and he got as a confident male. I'll go to him like, listen, like why? Just why? Why I couldn't get a shot, coach? I showed you what I did in these last 2 games. Just why? Like why? That, you know what I'm saying? Everybody looking dumb right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's looking stupid. Everybody, I don't care. I came here. I've been chilling. I've been cooling. We've been losing.
Who's the better player, Quentin Grimes or Emmanuel Quickly?
Emmanuel Quickly.
Ooh.
Quentin Grimes is a better defender, on-ball defender. I give him that. But he's not. Quentin Grimes is a ham sandwich.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, we should have traded that. We should have traded that bum for Spider. Him?
I was about to say, hold on. Your man IQ benefited off of his good game. But okay.
Right. Hold on for just a second. Yo, it ain't just Will. It ain't just Will. It's hard Will.
Yo,
what's up,
what's
boss?
good, y'all? Salute
coming
to
up here to
the panel.
apologize.
Salute
Coming up
to
here
the
to
chat. Huh?
coming to apologize.
Apologize for what, bro?
Hey, Greeny, my
Quickly.
bad, man. Hard Will's backstage. I just wanted to get him jumped in.
Quickly, why would I apologize? I think you rushing to try to be right too fast, bro. Like Freezy said, we only seen a small game. Now, one thing I want to say, I was just listening, and I said that on my show. Greeny could tell you, I'm sure you heard me, that's on Tibbs for not playing Quickly at last year over Burks. I said that many times, but you got to understand that just shows that they had a hidden agenda, and they knew they was going to get Brunson. And Quickly ain't better than Brunson.
Right. I agree with that.
Quickly is better than Brunson. And it all's going to be boiled down to the opportunity. Meaning, like, he could have been very much better than he is now if they wouldn't have did that to him. That's what I always argue to that fact of why I put Burks there, and it don't make no sense if he's not going to be a future Knick.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
I heard somebody say one time, and I can't remember who said it. Somebody said, how you going to compare Randall, who an 8th-year player, to a younger player? Somebody said that one time. Shotgunner, was that
I say that.
Yeah,
I don't think that's
and a smart person said it, right? A smart person said that, right? So what I'm thinking is, okay, they convinced me when they said that, right?
Right.
So what I want to think is that I don't want to compare Brunson to Quickly because Brunson is a 5th-year player and Quickly is just a third-year player.
But
Yeah,
Uncle
but Freezy,
Freezy,
that's a big
yeah,
difference,
but
Freezy. You
yeah,
know
only
why I
reason I
say a
was saying,
difference when I say that? Pardon me, bro. I said difference when it comes to like Randall and a player that's a third year because that's too much more experience. In the NBA nowadays, 2 years ain't a big difference because now you see younger dudes coming in not too far behind dudes
right,
that been in for 4 years already. It's depending on the situation that the player was in. If he was getting enough time to play, that's always been my take on holding our young guys back if we don't achieve playing guys like Burks, Fournier, and those type of guys. Even Randall, but Randall is playing at a different level right now. We talking about when we set it, and as far as comparing what he do to a player like RJ. But
Well,
if I
Obi.
said that,
Oh, it was RJ. It
or
was
Obi,
Randall and Obi. It was
Obi,
Randall and
yeah.
Obi.
But if we saying that players are coming in more talented, you know what I'm saying? Then we always gotta evaluate that factor as well.
Uncle Freezy, I wanted to go back to the only reason I feel like it is comparable. I understand what you mean by age, but it's just before what Leon Rose did. Like he came in and slapped. Like I said from the beginning, I said I'm surprised. That's why I'm surprised in IQ confidence level. I'm surprised his confidence level not as shocked. You know what I'm saying? Because it would mess with me mentally because when you signed $100 million, when you gave that to Brunson, you said he was there for the next 4 years. So at the end of the day, like I said, I paid attention through the whole summer, the whole when we was trying to get Donovan Mitchell.
I mean,
Him,
you and I the only ones that like Quickly, bro?
me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You and
mean
I.
because we see the light. I mean we really paid attention to the
I
last
like
couple
to
of
think it's
games.
because we smarter than everybody else. Is that the case?
I mean, if you want to say that, hey, because I mean, shit. I mean, you see
I'm
that
messing with you,
I
bro.
said that 5 months ago, man. Like, and everybody, y'all killed me. Y'all like, oh, King and G said we need an APP out for him. Where's he been at? I don't know. Is he missing? I don't know what's up with him. You know what I'm saying? I need
Oh,
to
no,
get him to the channel. Yeah, King and G, where
You
you
know,
been, bro? Where
you
have
know
you
what
been,
woke up
bro?
quickly, and it's credit to the team what they was doing. They all started playing more together, honestly. Because quickly, even before, like it was plays that they wasn't making that I saw many times that they could have made, even Emmanuel quickly. But it was like as I continued to evaluate, it was more reasons why plays wasn't being made that should have been. And when they changed that type of play, when they went on a win streak and they were sharing the ball the way they should, that play stopped. So, players like quickly start to look better because it's easier to play when you're playing the right way, making the right reads. So when you do get your shots, they should fall. And
Yo,
just the whole morale was changed from sharing the ball. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with these guys hurt and quickly get the start, and he could play without worrying about getting snatched out the game because that's how Tibbs coach was coaching them.
Right.
That's a reason right there for them to play. And Grimes had a game like that last time where he came out like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
So
just part of
okay,
yeah, mind if I
go
take a
ahead,
shot
Steve.
at Greeny real quick? It's
Go
like a
ahead,
brother.
Steve.
It's a brotherly shot. Like you know how when your big brother come home and you just jump on his back or whatever. You
Yeah,
know how your big brother he like 16 and he got like a little job or something, and you
yeah.
just like jumping. So I just want to
Hit the
throw a
split.
shot. I just want to throw a shot at Greeny in this play. Greeny, you
Yo,
notice when RJ Barrett is out of the lineup, Emmanuel quickly have high assist numbers.
it's tough. I mean, he
No
doing his
ball
job. He
stoppers.
he should be the secondary ball handler on the team. That's what he was born here to do.
Yeah,
You know what
He
I mean?
should be
So
the
he should
first.
be
I
doing
think
that.
I think RJ Barrett is a ball stopper. He a ball hog, bro.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think a point guard
That's
is
not
ever
true.
gonna have high assist numbers with RJ Barrett on the team because once the ball touch RJ Barrett hands, he gonna hijack
That's
it and go
that's
6
already
but
one.
false.
but
That's already
Freezy,
false
that
because
changed as
Brunson had a
well.
bad game. That's already false because Brunson had a bad game and had 12 assists. So that's already false.
Yeah,
Brunson
Freezy,
played
that
30
narrative
30.
changed.
Brunson been started over. He's been starting every game, and he never had a 15 assist game. I don't care. Like that to me, that was like a will that was passing. We didn't have none of our stars in the game. Like I
You
just
know,
feel like that was a statement game. I feel like that
I
Maverick
thought the
game was
15
a
15 assist
statement.
game should have been that 15 assist game could have been
20
a 2022 assist game
easily,
That 15 assists
if Miles McBride was knocking down shots.
that
easily.
15 assist game was everybody green light. And the
No,
Knicks
no,
was
no.
bro. So it's all right. It wasn't a green light, and you telling me Quentin Grimes almost took the same amount of shots as Luka Doncic, and everybody on that team didn't have the green light.
Because we had a point guard passing the ball and spacing the floor.
Everybody had the green light. Thibodeau probably told them in the huddle, in the timeout huddle, listen, you guys can't sit around and wait for nobody. If the shot is there, take the shot. Everybody had the green light that night.
I think Tip said, yo, my fallback plan, RJ ain't here, so I don't know what to do. And then it was like, yo, we just gonna play without him. And they just went out there and ball.
And you are right, Shy. If McBride could have hit a 3 or 2, he probably finished with like 22 assists. No cap.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You feel what I'm saying?
Only thing I don't like is like what you said, what you feel about Brunson don't really make sense because he was only shooting that much because nobody was helping him for a while. If you think about it, at the beginning for a stretch, Randall was, but RJ wasn't. The rest of them guys wasn't helping him. So it's like when you get more help from guys with you on the court, then you're gonna be able to make more. You don't got to be as aggressive on the offensive end. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell he was even hurt, still getting 30 pieces. But when he was off, he would start passing and have a high assist game. So to me, I felt like that wasn't all Brunson's fault that he didn't really have enough help, and he felt like he had to score that much, and that takes away from just making the right reads that you really need to make. And I think a good point is the whole team started making better reads when they started playing better, just sharing the ball in general. So that's why players just started to look better as a team. As far as like, Brunson ain't have to do as much. So when he ain't score, other guys score, but they all didn't have a good game together yet. You know what I'm saying? Like they all didn't really, like Brunson will be off, RJ will be on, or vice versa. And it seemed like Randall was the most consistent out of it. But I'm just trying to give you an example on when it went in the right direction, when they started passing that ball and sharing the ball, and basically they were staying ready. So the point I'm making about like Brunson, he couldn't really share the ball that way when they needed him to score that much when other guys wasn't stepping up. You know what I mean? Because if you keep passing to these guys and they just not scoring, I remember after one game he was like, "Oh, like RJ finally like made some shots." Like he said something sarcastically, saying like ain't nobody really helping me enough. Like I don't have enough help.
I remember that.
So yeah, so it's like it's a difference. When you comparing it, saying nobody had that type of game, they all played good when they played better rather when they started sharing that ball. And that's just the key point I wanted to make. And there's no way we could look at what Quickly did in one game and think he could play the point better than Brunson, even though you got to give him credit for those assists. But Greeny is right. They all just was playing with a free will because from that ball sharing situation, they all was playing. That's how you play good basketball, though. Grimes wasn't hesitating on his shot. Quickly kept moving the ball. It'd be sometimes where I see Quickly wouldn't pass the ball to people. Feel me? So that's just an example I'm showing you where that morale changed. And that's a good thing because that means that he probably did see those plays. It's a good and bad thing. But at least we know he has somewhat of an IQ to make those plays. We call him IQ.
Well, I think he
wasn't passed to McBride because McBride's shot was broke. He pump fake. Remember, he was gonna pass, and he saw McBride. He's like, "Oh, gee," and
he missed it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's about point guard. You got to at point guard. You know what I'm saying? It's like understanding the flow of the game and understanding, who you want to put in certain positions to eat and who just ain't ready for that moment yet.
I like IQ a lot. It's just my thing with IQ is I think he's a good player. I think he's a good off the bench player. My thing with IQ is I don't think he could do both at the same time. I think if he's got his mind set on playmaking, then he's gonna do that. He can't just playmaking and then turn that off and then turn on the score. He can't do it to like he has to have one.
Be a starter.
You know why? He's still in his head.
He's a starter in the NBA.
Yeah, he's a starter, bro.
He's a starter, bro.
Yeah,
bro. Hold on. The only reason I disagree.
You're not a starter if you can't do what Greeny just said. You're not a starter.
You gotta do
Hold on. I disagree with the game we just lost. He was three assists away from a double-double.
They right. You can't be a starter if you can't do that with the handcuffs on. What if the coach take the handcuffs off and let that man play?
Exactly.
Because last night for a fact, there was a couple of times where I'm looking at IQ and I could just tell he was scared. Like
Go ahead,
telling
Greeny.
you, it was time. I'm watching him. I'm watching him get in the paint. He's looking back for guys. Why are you looking back? Get your floater up at the rim. Why are you looking around to see who's guarding you? Get to your spot and get your floater up. He can do it. He's been hitting his floater all this season.
But
It's just
I think Tibbs got the handcuffs on him.
But
think so
how do you
too.
have handcuffs when you gave me 51 minutes? I'm going out and I'm taking the shots and
That's
I'm
a
getting to my
fact, bro.
spots.
Right.
That's a
And
fact.
he had
When you know
36
you could
points.
just play, when you know you could just play and people is out, there's no handcuffs involved.
There's no
Like Greeny
handcuffs.
said, when I saw Jones and them, when I saw those young guys from the Spurs, it's not about how much you score, it's about the win. And I give Quickly credit for scoring because it wasn't hardly nobody there and nobody wasn't. But at the end of the day, I give other guards
That was
for
my
making
point.
point guard play like decisions. When you see the decisions that those guys was making, and they the worst team in the league, you feel me? Like to
7
me, I
assists though,
see
Harwell?
like Jones. Who?
No, I said
What you
7
said?
assists not good enough for you. I said 7 assists not good
No,
enough
I'm
for
not.
you.
Listen, I'm not. No, only reason I said I agree with Greeny said because I'm watching what Quickly do as well. And if in order for you to start, you got to make the correct reads, and you can score and be aggressive. But when the shot ain't there, you got to put the ball in the place to get the basket, to make the basket happen. You know what I'm saying? That's how you win games. And you got to sacrifice trying to score sometimes just to make the right play. And
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think y'all
Quickly has a problem doing
no, I think
because
y'all not being
he's
fair.
not a true point guard. Even in
Yeah.
college, he wasn't.
You ain't.
So right
No.
now, he's
No.
still in the process of being that way. Of like, even though he
How,
had a great assist game, we can't take that away from him. But you can't take credit away from guys that was just firing the ball neither, because they the one that made him get those
no.
assists.
But you gotta credit the point guard, Harwell. You know basketball, Harwell. You gotta credit the point guard to set you up to get the shots. That's how you get the 15 assists.
Where did I just say I didn't credit him? I said you got to credit both parties, the assist and the shot maker.
No, you created the one who set up the play. Of course, you create the shooter that make the shot. That's obvious. But the person that's the setup. If I set up the play for you, that's genius.
How you gonna ask me an obvious? How you gonna say it's obvious and ask me a question? And that's not genius. It's not. It's not easy as ever to make a shot, is it? It depends on the shot. It depends on the pass. So it's credit to the passer and the scorer.
Y'all talking about last night game?
Simple.
Y'all got to be clear.
No,
Y'all
that's just a simple point, though. I'm just trying to make a
I'm
simple
saying,
point.
are you talking about last night game?
No, I was talking
about
Maverick
He's going
game.
back to the game when he had all those assists. That's what I'm saying too. That's one game.
Right, but in last night's game, you saw Quickly trying to set guys up early, and they were not ready for the ball or not making shots. So Quickly took it upon himself and scored the first 10 points or the first 7 points for the Knicks. Greeny was there. Greeny caught the game. He saw it. You know what I'm saying? And then once everybody started going, they started getting shots up, right? Then Randall started cooking immediately after Quickly. The other guys wasn't looking to score. And then when Randall cooled off, Emmanuel Quickly cooled off too. But then he was trying to get Miles McBride, Quentin Grimes, all these guys. They game wasn't on, so Quickly kicked it into gear and started scoring again, bro. That's what I think. That's in essence what we're talking about. Like okay, if they can't do it, I'll do it myself. And I got to know the temperature of the team. I got to understand time to score the game. I got to understand pace of play. I got to understand who hot and who cold. All of that stuff. Quickly did that last night.
So where was the handcuffs at? Where was it? You said he had handcuffs. I'm trying to figure like he had the quick tips gave him the game. Let him do him.
Okay.
Get the win. That's the worst team in the league.
Right.
He had a great game, but like we said, decision making to make the game to get the win. I'm not breaking down stuff that he did wrong completely when he had a great game like that.
No, we just talking about point guard stuff.
Exactly.
We talking about point guard stuff.
But the point is, he's still caught in the middle of that. He's not a true point guard. He had those assists, but he's still caught up into knowing when he got to shoot and make the pass and get other guys involved.
Damian Lillard is not a true point guard, bro.
Harvard, what is a true point guard? Just like
but he knows what to do.
Since after 2015, what is like a true point guard? Like really?
All right. It's not even a point of being a true point. It's not even a point of being a true point guard. The thing is, when Damian Lillard runs a pick and roll, he knows when it's time to score and he knows when it's time to pass.
Or he just an elite scorer.
Is no Damian Lillard.
I ain't trying to cut you off, Greeny. Or he just an elite scorer.
We talking about point guard. No, we talking about playing the point guard position.
Or Damian, he just a generational talent, bro. He gonna do that.
So you saying that when Damian Lillard gets in situations, he doesn't know when to pass and when to score.
When's the last time you seen Damian Lillard with a 12-assist game?
A double, period.
Okay, but he's the scoring person on his team. He can't just sacrifice his scoring for his assists when he's the main guy of his team. I know y'all are moving the dial. I asked y'all a specific question. I said, does Damian Lillard pass when he needs to and score when he needs to? Y'all didn't answer that question.
No,
I don't know.
Yes, he do. Because that young boy over there has been scoring a lot. I covered him.
Right. He's more of a point guard than Dame is.
Well, but the point I'm getting at is when you're talking about making complicated in the moment decisions from a playmaker, bro, I would consider Luka to be more of a point guard than Lillard.
That's a fact.
If
that's where we going with this,
Luka holds the ball horribly to me. It's my opinion. I think it even looks bad. Lillard don't look bad like Luka as far as holding the ball. He is having it's working, but it's still. Is that winning basketball? Is that going to equate to, even though, like, they went to the Western Conference Final.
And Portland didn't.
True. But remember, Portland made adjustments. The Mavericks, now they missing another scorer, they saying.
Right. Well, ultimately, what I'm saying about the quickly thing is if we're talking about making the right pass and throwing passes accurately, on the money, manipulating defenses and all that stuff, right? You have to play to get there. You can't just walk out there and just be that guy. You got to play to get there. It's a smart dude said last year, around this time last year, you got to let these young kids play. They need minutes so they can get better. A smart dude said that about this time last year. Right?
Like y'all don't think we stuck again because like the way like you could say only off of 2 games, but like I always felt like even off of 23 minutes, quickly always showed potential. Like what are we gonna do when he want to get some money? Like what are we gonna do? Like let him walk? Like you know what I'm saying? Like is he gonna be like
he's gonna get traded? He's gonna get traded.
Nah,
who that's Dre?
That's Dre. Hey, for the record, I just found out recently, like 2 weeks ago, that IKBM stands for I Know Basketball Man. That's what that stands for.
Oh, wow.
That's what IKBM stands for. I never knew that. We need to get that on the show.
That's cool.
It's very accurate. I appreciate it.
Dre, what do you think about all this madness that you've been hearing? Quickly is a starter in the NBA, though. You know that.
I want to say it depends on the situation. Like if he was on the Spurs, he probably would be starting over Trey Jones.
Yeah, he starts.
But yeah, he probably would be starting over Trey Jones. But
if he played for DC, if he was playing for the Wizards, he'd be starting.
Facts.
If he played for the
over
Magic,
Trey Jones, nah.
If he played for the Magic, the Magic might be in the playoff.
We're talking about a point guard. We ain't talking about a Lou Will off the bench type profile. We're talking about somebody who going to run it. You're not going to be erratic one game, play like this, and the next game, play like that, and the next game. Trey Jones is a good point guard.
I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you.
That. We're not saying he's better than Quickly. I'm saying he's a better point guard than Quickly. Quickly didn't play the point in college.
Yeah,
he was the player of the year.
He never got the chance, Harwell.
No, that's not
true. He was the player of the year.
I saw
he was more of a scorer. All right, let me say. I know. Every time I say that, you go crazy because you watch Quickly. Okay,
I seen him play with my own eyes,
so let me change it for you, Quickly. Let me change it for you, Freezy. He plays the point. He plays the point. He's more
not a physical defender. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw this dude for all the bro.
So why did Tibbs put Burks over him at the point then?
That's Tibbs' decision. You can't.
Why don't Tibbs skill? If he had enough skill, why wouldn't that?
He just showed.
So Tibbs is that bad of a coach then? Because when I was saying fire Tibbs, he put Burks in front of Quickly around that time.
Tom Thibodeau is an excellent coach now. Tom Thibodeau knows exactly what he's doing with personnel.
No, I'm just saying, Freezy. I'm just saying, Freezy, because you just said that a smart man always used to say that these guys needed to play, and I said that as well, right? So
did they play though? Were they playing?
Yes, but no, they weren't. Like he just said it. He just said it. He said Quickly played a certain amount of minutes, and he did well in those minutes, right? That was the role that they was building him for. It looked like to me because he could have started at the point when there's nobody there.
He should
That's
have.
why Shotgunner said that earlier. So either
But he
he
should
didn't
have though.
prove, he was good enough to get that, or they just didn't put him there because Burks, they wanted it, whatever reason. But what I said, that it makes sense to me, right? And that's what I meant about development. So when quickly go through these type of things, this is why he is where he is right now. In
But
my
how well can I?
perspective
Go ahead.
of what development is, like you say, a smart man said that, and I'm still on that time. So I've been saying this for the longest, and now it's coming out. It's the proof. You
But
know
how
what I'm
well?
saying? Yes,
But how well
my
can
brother.
can I
Shotgun.
piggyback and elaborate off of that game? Like what
Sure.
I'm trying to say is like why we can't play devil's advocate. I'm not disagreeing with your point, but why just
Mhm.
as a human, as Tibbs, why just a person can't make a bad decision? Alex Burke starting at the point guard, you won't see a coach, you won't even see a rookie coach do that. That was a bad decision, just period. That was a bad
That
decision.
was bad.
That's just
all
it.
around.
That's just it.
So,
That was just a
so that
bad
just sound
decision.
like that just sound like yeah. I agree. This is a bad decision, but for everybody for you got to take that into consideration and say quickly is where he is now for going through that because that don't make sense. So however you want to say why it was done, cool. That's cool with me. We all speculating on that, but he had to deal with that, and that's why I argue with my co-host Worldwide L about it. When regardless of how quickly he was playing at that time, you should have started him because that motivate players to play at a higher level. And once he get the tap on his shoulder to start, he did these type of things, and that was last season. I hate to harp and bring up so much about last season, but it's connected to now. So that's my point, bro, in reference to the whole quickly thing. You know, and Freezy just said it. These guys gotta learn because they didn't play to the degree that they're gonna play now or be in these type of situations. So quickly is one of those guys as well. But he was put in that situation because he would have been better if he wouldn't have went through that. To me, my opinion, because you got other guys coming in the league not going through what that type of situation. I would have never put Burks in front of quickly. If Freezy yelling, he was the point, he was the point. So why didn't he earn that job?
That's not
Once
earning.
it wasn't here yet.
Yeah. Hey, let me
I
do
don't.
the super chat real quick. Let me so Edwin says,
I'm
Tibbs
about to
and
hit the
front
Smith.
office sabotage his team for nepotism. They could have gave IQ those long stretches last season to play PG to see what they had. Instead,
Facts.
they
Thank you.
gave minutes to Alec Burks, and he in Detroit. What are we even doing here?
And
And that's
Dwayne
the
Casey
only
would
thing from
never.
Hardwell.
Dwayne Casey, I don't care if Kay Cunningham get injured for the season. Dwayne Casey would never put him at the one. I swear to God, he would never do that.
Killian
Never.
Hayes shown Killian
You
Hayes shown
understand why I
less
said
than
that's not
IQ.
developing, right,
I'm saying
Freezy?
Killian
You
Hayes.
understand, right?
My fault,
No, I
Will.
was
But
just trying
Killian
to say
Hayes,
that to Freezy.
you right.
Yeah,
But
bro.
Killian Hayes shown less than IQ has ever shown in his entire career, and Killian Hayes is still playing like 30
Playing
minutes,
the point.
starting like
And his
And
backup
he's
is
getting better
Corey.
too,
And his
Dre.
backup is
Dre,
Corey
and he's getting
Joseph.
better, Dre. He's getting better too.
He looks like an
And
NBA
he
player
knocked Franz
now.
Wagner out last night. He hit Franz Wagner in the back of his head with
Yeah, he knocked him out.
No, he knocked him out for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he knocked him out.
He's suspended for 3 games.
Franz Wagner tried to hip check him, and he got up and swung a forearm and knocked son out. I said, yo, that was crazy, son.
Yo, that's
And he want a link in the chat, Freezy. There you
I
go.
got him.
Yeah, but yo, I feel like Killian Hayes, they getting better in reference because of that. And I think that I was talking about that on our last show. That these teams are just facing reality. That's an old take with me. No, they know they're not going too far, but they letting their team build up now for a couple years from now that they're gonna be competitive. And they might be in the draft again because they facing reality and they know what direction they going in. You know what I'm saying? They got you see the young boys over there. They look all right. You know, they take losses, but they win games too sometimes. So I feel like when you know you're not going but so far, that's how you let your team develop. But the Knicks wasn't going in that direction. So now they gotta pay for it. Once they sat Fournier and now they trying to change direction in the middle of it, they're gonna have to pay for it. And this is what we see now. Now you're gonna have to see that for him not plugging in McBride more, this is why McBride's shooting 1 or 2 for 9 or whatever his stat sheet was, because I said it last year or early in the season too. It's Tibbs' fault for not preparing McBride for when he get out there to be better in NBA minutes, in NBA real
McBride
time.
should have been spending a lot of time in the G League last year. Is what he should have been doing instead of getting DMPs up here. Either play up here with the big club or play in the G League. Either way, you got to play.
But Freezy, how many times other teams plug in guys that we never heard of and they do good against us? That's because those coaches prepare those
They
guys.
did it last night with Romeo Langford.
That's what I'm saying. But we know who he is, though. He was on the Celtics. That's the Indiana kid. He could shoot the ball. You know, I knew who Romeo was, but there'd be kids that I never even knew of. And I followed high school and kids. There'd be kids I never even heard of scorching the Knicks.
He the new Quentin. Well, Quentin Grimes is the new him. Anyway, let me bring my guy in. Hold on, y'all. AD, what's good, boss? He ain't even ready. You do all that, you bring AD up here, he ain't even ready.
Yeah, the nice intro and all that.
All this nice intro stuff, he ain't even ready. I cut Hardwill off, you know what I'm saying, to bring AD up here, courtesy, and he ain't even ready. AD,
That's all right, bro. We all a family. It's all good.
Salute.
There you go.
Salute, Nick Nation. What's going on? The sky is falling?
Yes. Yes, you better take your ass indoors. You better get in the house. You better get in the house.
The Christmas tree fell down.
Yes, bro.
Oh
Yo, don't be late to the party, bro. The sky is falling, bro.
That 8-game winning streak seems so long ago.
Yeah, man.
I said, man, if we lose 8 in a row, I'm gonna be sick, man. Because even 6 in a row is bad for our 8-win streak, bro. It's like
I hope we don't get into a. I hope we don't get into an up and down game with the Rockets, man, because they literally have more talent than us, and that would be to our disadvantage.
Hey, Drake, and guess what we're gonna get into with the Rockets?
A shootout.
And Randall tired.
Yeah.
Everybody tired. Everybody is. Ted need to open that rotation.
I'm surprised he ain't tap on Cam again. Why not?
He back in that Chicago Bulls stage, and I'm telling you, man, I don't think it's gonna last towards All-Star break. They're young. I think he's banking on them being young and they can play young. But I'm just saying, man, that's just a lot of minutes for players. Just period.
You want to hear a statistic about our current rotation? This is a tweet from Tommy Bear. The pairing of Hardenstein and Sims isn't working. In the 40 minutes Sims and Ihart have played together during New York's 5-game skid, New York has just scored 95 points per 100 possessions and allowing more than 131 points. That sums to a net ranking of negative 36.2.
Right.
Because
and we keep
Sims
trying
is not
4-5 when we could just play Cam in spot minutes.
Right. Stupid, man. That junk is
a 4. He's not a 4.
He's not a 4.
Hardenstein not even a 5, bro. Like, he can't rebound. How you a 5 that can't rebound?
And you can't guard 4s. You cannot guard 4s.
Oh,
the dude
man.
can jump out the gym and he built like a Marvel movie guy, right? but he can't rebound a high volume, bro.
Yeah,
we saw it in Summer League. Remember when we was watching the Summer League game against Portland, and Portland had all them fast dudes, athletic dudes grabbing boards around Sims.
Right.
Yo, I like Sims, bro.
I like Sims.
There's a reason.
I like how he plays defense too.
There's a reason why Sims was like built like that, hyper athletic, and got to the league as like one of the last picks at age 23, 24. There's a reason for that. There is limitations. Like
I agree with that.
He has the NBA body, but upstairs he's not all the way there as far as his development and his decision making. Like,
I'm about to say that, Dre. He got like that grown man strength. He's really athletic. Like, he really solid. I ain't gonna lie. Like, he be athletic and he quick too. He just gotta develop some type of offensive game, but it'll come though. You know what I'm saying? But he's a keeper though. I definitely want to keep Sims. You know what I'm saying?
I keep Sims as a bench center, but Hardenstein can go for all.
I'm good on Hardenstein.
Yeah, he can go, man.
I thought he was supposed to
like
be
Dre says. Like
Clay
Dre said, I
Mack.
don't even think it's him getting the offensive game. I think it's just him getting it all together upstairs, knowing when to jump, knowing how to move, knowing when to be in position. Oh, I think that's what it is with Sims for real.
He's still a little
It's
raw.
it's pretty much straight up feel for the game. Because if he had like a more natural feel for the game, he could have the same exact skill set and he would have came to the league 2 years prior because he was built the exact same with the exact same physicality, with the exact same explosiveness. It's just there's a reason why he came out as a senior and was behind two other NBA centers because his level, his feel for the game, and his IQ wasn't up to par. He was just more athletic than everyone to that point.
Yeah.
I'll take that though.
Yeah, as a
Yeah,
backup,
yeah.
For
yeah,
what
I'm
he
taking it for
gives, I
sure.
like it.
You can work with that because that's what Ben Wallace was
In the
early.
early years. In the early years.
Early and with Washington, that's what Ben Wallace was. It just took someone to see that if you harness on what he did well and made him the centerpiece and what he was trying to do, which was defensive first, you could do a lot of benefit from that.
Right.
All I'm gonna say is I'd rather have Durant than Sims.
What?
Oh,
Doran.
Duran,
What?
Jalen Duran.
Yes,
He
I would.
young, bro. He young, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He young.
But he
We
does the
moved out the
same thing
draft.
Sims does, but he's like 5 years younger.
Yeah, he young. That's what I said, bro.
And he has the potential of having a shot. Sims' potential of having a shot. He got too much muscle for
Hey,
that.
he took a mid range in the Dallas game.
He took a mid range and looked like he was shooting a tennis ball with all that muscle.
But it was like a live grenade shot. Like I think it was IQ like dribbled the air out the ball and then like kicked it to him. It was like and then he had to put it up because it was 1 second on the shot clock. So he had to put it up. Otherwise, he probably would have like took a dribble in and put up that big man push shot that he likes to put up. But he had to.
Hey, I got it.
jumper.
Hey, hold on for a split second, y'all. I got trouble brewing. Hold on, y'all. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah. No,
T.I.
Cowboys struggling. What up, Sean? How you?
T.I.
Sean Gunner, long time. What it do?
Salute, man.
Yo,
Salute.
Yeah, what up? What up, bro?
Salute to everybody. Hardwell, OG,
Good, bro.
AP, who that Dre up there? I see y'all. KT.
Salute.
Yo, Freezy, thank you for
That's
last
Greeny.
night, yo. That's Greeny. Greeny, what it do? Hey, yo, Freezy, we dropped the classic last night, yo. It's fresh bars,
man.
yo. Still,
Knicks freestyle.
Your man is nuts though. You know that, right?
Listen. You gotta have a yin to it. You gotta have a yin to a yang. You know what I mean?
If I didn't
Hey, yo,
know
G.I., now to get off the topic too, them two inners wasn't Dak fault, man. Them two inners wasn't Dak fault. He jumped the ball and then the dude threw it back. It wasn't Dak fault, man. That wasn't Dak fault, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so on Knicks freestyle last night, not to change the subject because I think me and Shotgunner are right about the Emmanuel quickly being a point guard thing. We
Facts.
absolutely right. Everybody else is wrong.
They trying to find ways to make me feel wrong, but I'm still a genius because I said that 5 months ago.
Hey, easy, bro. Geniuses don't brag.
Luckily, I don't get upset no more when you don't agree with me. Luckily, it's all funny now.
Now you my man, Harwell. You my man. But I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you, man, like over 23 minutes a game, man. I'm like, yo, this kid is like, he's eye-opening. He's something to look at, man. Like he's something, and he's a better, and his defense, man. He played way better defense. Yo,
what if you gave Emmanuel quickly Jalen Brunson's minutes?
Oh boy.
Who's more productive?
Shotgun quickly is better than Brunson. Shotgun
is better than Brunson. He is better than Brunson.
No.
That's too much moon rock. That's too much moon rock.
That makes two.
That's more rocks right there, bro. It's no way
Yeah.
quickly better than Brunson.
He played both ends of the floor. That's why he better than him.
That's what make him better off
Oh,
rip.
okay. I like that. I like
No,
that. Good
that's
take.
that's simple. It's very that simple.
This is crazy. This is what happens when you have early New Year's Eve juice and whatever Freezy got spiked.
Happy
I got
New Year.
I got AD up here with me, man. I got to tag. I just tag AD in and let him go. Let him go WWE.
That had a nice.
And then we attack GI in.
And that had a nice 23 game stretch, right? Keep it a buck. It's a nice 23 game. And remember, during this 23 game stretch, they won 8 and they lost 6 in a row as well. He was a part of that.
Well, they lost 5. We're at 5 right now.
All right, they lost 5. He's a part of it.
He wasn't a part of last night. He
Freezy is
wasn't a part
going
of
to
last
make sure you get it exactly right.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down quickly. Let's calm down.
No, it wasn't quickly fault. We let Luka Magic go off of like in 9. Like, oh my God, I just want to forget that game. 35 seconds.
That was the coach's fault. That was the entire team collapsed.
And that was Tibbs. Yeah, Tibbs' fault all day.
Hey, can I please address the elephant in the room about that, man? Because I don't know if Tom Thibodeau could have strategized any better. You know, he wasn't playing Cam, right? Mm-hmm. So he had to put Grimes. He had to put y'all savior on Luka, bro.
That was a bad decision.
Yeah, Grimes got cooked for a couple games in a row. That kid last night was going on Grimes too.
Well, I'm so happy you said you just beat me to it. Let me shut up and let you cook. But
no, go ahead, G.
I feel so bad for Grimes because Knicks fans, we do it to ourselves, man. Yo, we got Quentin Grimes. Y'all gotta chill. We gonna throw him out there on everybody, yo. He going out there. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. He going out there, bro. I don't care.
He's a two-way player.
NBA. He going down. He's shutting down $200 million guys.
Yeah.
He ain't got no experience. Yo, Grimes is our stopper. Yo, they talk just like that. And I be looking out there and I be like, poor Grimes, he is out there getting cooked.
But I said what they expect though. You got Grimes at the 2 and that's the hardest position to me in the NBA to guard, and you have to fill the shoes to play. So you're gonna have good games, but you gotta
take the ball out of his hand. You gotta.
The key word Harwell said is expect, and that's what the Knicks fan do all the time.
You can't allow that. Thibodeau comes from that old Riley perspective. Oh, we're gonna play man-to-man defense. You cannot allow this dude. He's the only dude cooking, and he is absolutely cooking. He is cooking. He got it in fish grease in July, and you allowing him. Allowing him to do that.
Can I put a
like he had his hands to the side when DeRozan hit that jump shot, bro. I was pissed off because I'm like, it's only seconds left. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta. Can I put something out in the ocean?
So, and because I got the right group of dudes to do it with, and I'm gonna be quick. So we're gone are the days are letting this one man beat you and don't let everybody else beat you, because it seems like y'all be talking about. Yo, we watched many games in the NBA where one guy got 60, but their team lost by 10. So I'm thinking that's what Tibbs is saying. No, I'm not going to double team. Whoever get on him, you go, because I don't want the other 4 to get off. I think our problems is more execution down the look. We hit those free throws. We laughing at Luka getting 60. We just gotta make
right.
But in the same token, it wouldn't even be a 9-point game if we doubled him. If Reggie Bullock drops 30 on us and we lose, then so be it.
So be it. I live with that.
You don't let the one guy on the entire universe just cook you the entire time. It wouldn't have been a 9-point game if we double Luka. It would have been a 20-point loss for them.
Here's my disagreement with that. Double team Luka and then do like these are NBA. I disagree with that. I just want a system, because you're saying you double team him, you get the ball out of his hands. The man is not only killing you with the 60 points, he's got damn near 20 assists too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Assists, though. I would have, but like in my I'm being absolutely honest.
No, what I'm
You
saying,
gonna hit the
Dre,
open man. You gonna hit the
you
open
take
man
away
for
20 of
sure.
his points, but he gets 10 more assists. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you have to take him out the game or just let him do him and score 100. Will scored 100 and lost.
Yeah,
Will
but
We
you
scored
beat
100.
ourselves too,
yeah,
though.
but you
We
can't
beat
blame
ourselves
it.
too because we wouldn't even be stressing what he had, like Gi said. Grimes grabbed that ball. We make our
I'm
free throws. It's
gonna
different
keep it
things
real
that
with
we
you.
see. And hold on, one last point I want to make.
Yeah,
I
go
feel
ahead, go
like
ahead, go ahead.
Tibbs get upset and he just call a timeout. And sometimes you gotta use. He didn't have one at the end in that situation. Like sometimes you just be too emotional. It's a long NBA game, and I feel like he got to chill with that and just be more strategic towards the end because I'm blaming the coaching on that situation. To be up 9 with 30 seconds left, that's crazy. That's
Dre, I
crazy.
want to say something
That
else
And
to
was
the
you
but
real
players
quick.
got to be accountable for
those
missing free
timeouts
throws
he
and
called
Grimes.
with 2 minutes off the clock in the first quarter. I hear you, Will.
Yeah,
Go
bro,
ahead,
like
Jay.
that's not really good. And it's like it's emotional timeouts where it's like, cool, I know you want to say something, but if it's not like that, just kind of show your team you believe in them by letting them play through sometime. At least sometime. Like it's like we know Tibbs. He's gonna call a timeout like that as soon as something happens. And it's like where it's like give them confidence by letting them play through. It depends on what the situation is, of course. But it's like in that game, I seen how he made that mistake and how it played out and it just wasn't good. I feel like the coach is there to try to guide you to the win, to bring you to the finish line. But the players, Grimes should have grabbed that ball and they should have made their free throws. I can't
And
blame
I
Tibbs for that.
apologize. Greeny. One more thing, because this is Tibbs' take. Triple team Luka with what? 3-6-4
Triple team.
guys? But with 3-6-4 guys, that's not going to impact him. He's 6'9" with body. He is going to throw them boys
That's why I say
around
Drake.
over top
He's
of him.
6'7", but
That's true.
you're right.
Yeah,
That's true.
But
that's
Drake,
true.
the
so
thing
Drake,
is,
go ahead,
the
Drake.
thing is though, hold on, my
We
fault,
played them
Shy,
right.
but
We just didn't win,
No,
bro.
Drake. You go for. I'm gonna go after you, Drake. Go ahead.
but we've seen that, like even Luca said himself in a post game conference, he said we don't double team, and I love pick and roll. So you're just gonna just let him do what he loves to do. He gets physically frustrated when he gets double teamed. This is the thing for Luca. Anytime you don't double team him, he's gonna get 50, 60. Houston Rockets decided not to double him.
True,
He dropped 50, 60 on him with a
Easy,
triple double. So
easy.
true.
I would rather live in a reality because the Dallas Mavericks have a limited roster with guys that do one thing. I would rather make Reggie Bullock a decision maker than make Luka Doncic the decision maker and just destroy us repeatedly over and over. Or
No,
at
it's not
least
going to be
do
Reggie
token
I
Bullock.
think
It's
pressure,
the
going to
other
be
or at
way.
least
It's
do
gonna be
token
Dinwiddie.
pressure, or you switch up your defense here and there, show them a
Yes,
different look. We
But
just
to
doing
say
the
it's
same
going to
thing
be,
over and
but to say
over.
it's going to be Bullock, it's going to be Spencer Dinwiddie. It's not going to
And
be
it's gonna be
Bullock.
Let's
Hardaway.
see.
Yeah, they got
They got
shooters all
they
around.
got
I
shooters.
Doncic.
would rather are
First
we
of
They got
all,
talking
I
about
shooters.
think they
Hardaway
would
the
have beat
same
us
way
worse.
as we talking about Luca? Like, nah, man. I would rather
No,
Tim
no, no,
Hardaway take
Dre,
them
Dre.
shots.
No, Dre, we're not saying that. I'm saying that even if you take 10 points off Luca or 20 points, you're still gonna have 40. And then the other points is gonna go to those guys because they there for that reason. So they might have beat us worse that if we would have did that.
yeah,
We could have
Gi.
won that game. So it feels like the point of us losing because was free throws and we didn't secure the ball at the end. We let Luca miss a free throw and not grab the ball. It's things that happen that caused us to lose. If we play that
A
other
free
way, we
throw
may
that
not
he
be in
had
that
to
game.
miss. We
A
knew
free
he
throw
had
that
to
he
miss.
had that
Instead of
all
going
we
to
had to do
JaVale
was grab
McGee,
the ball and we win. So with that being said, we had that game. We was up 9 with 30 seconds left. You don't change the strategy up 9 with 30 seconds left. That means you
But
just beat
listen,
the Mavericks. The players
If
guys,
missed
the
that.
Knicks
this is
go
what I
and
get.
hit their free throws,
Hold on. Let me
if the
finish one take.
Knicks, my
Go
bad.
ahead, Greeny. Go ahead, Greeny.
Nah, I was just gonna say if the Knicks hit their free throws, they don't even got to worry about grabbing the rebound.
That's what we
All right,
trying to
hold up.
we went
so
10
the
That's the
games in a
point.
row
strategy
Go ahead,
without
part.
Mario.
free throws.
I think the Hardaway and those guys, if you watch the Mavericks, those guys been getting on fire in the fourth quarter, winning games when you double Luca. So Luca may not have 60, but he's gonna have his 40 or 30 something regardless still. And
But,
they get the
all
wins
right,
like that because they put guys by him. So if you I think that they Knicks played it well. We just lost because of free throws and not boxing out, grabbing the ball.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
bunch of mistakes we could
I think we
point
lost
out.
because we was tired.
And
Chief
we
Rocker.
tired. It's a
Exactly.
bunch of
Chief
other
Rocker.
mistakes.
Now, Chief Rocker. That's why I was about to kick it to the Chief
Look,
Rocker.
we lost because we
Who
was tired.
quickly played 47 minutes.
51
And,
minutes.
and y'all blaming him for missing a free throw.
51 minutes.
50,
Luka
51
played
minutes.
47.
And y'all blaming him for missing a free throw when you exhausted.
No. What I'm saying
Luka didn't miss none.
there was a point in the game at the end of the third quarter. We all talked about this. Dre was there. I was like, yo, at the end of the third quarter, instead of letting Randall sprint up the floor and throw up a 3-pointer, he gonna miss. Put him on a bench and let him get those 12 minutes of real rest. Like the clock would have said, it'd been like 3 minutes on the clock, but it'd been like 12 minutes actual real earth time, right? Because of at the end of that quarter, then the little break for the fourth quarter to get started for the refs to go get the balls and all that stuff. And then the start of the fourth quarter, you can let Randall rest there. But at the end of the game, Randall and all the starters were gassed.
Exactly.
That's why if Tibbs would have gave them boys that 12 to 15-minute break right there, going from the end of the third to the fourth quarter, at the end of the game, you don't have to call them stupid timeouts just to let them lean on the scorer's table.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was my point too, Chief Rocker, because that was the point I was about to say. We lost because GI, I'm kicking to you. We lost because Tibbs played a 7-man rotation. And at the end of the day, Dre, I agree with your point about doubling Luka, but you want to put different bodies on him. You want to put a Cam Reddish on him. Even Evan Fournier, even something. But the 7-man rotation, you're not going to stop a Luka, a generational talent like that. Them guys are gassed. Them guys was beat. That's why them guys was missing free throws.
We didn't win because we didn't make our free throws. It wasn't just one person. It was collective as a team. It wasn't one person that went to the line and missed it. It was collective.
Because we was
if you can't make your free throws, I mean, cool. That could be an excuse. You want to say tired.
It's not
we all seen Coach Carter. Guys, we all seen Coach Carter before.
Hey, hold on.
So guys, we
remember the movie Coach Carter?
Let's package this. Let's package this because we right there.
That's not it.
Because I think we're right at where we're losing game. Guys, first 3 quarters, we can play with anybody in the NBA. Go to any 3 quarters, the last 12 games, 13 games. Phenomenal numbers. Let's talk about what's happening in the fourth quarter. Yeah, we're saying a lot. We're not going deep with the rotation. Guys playing a lot of minutes. Do we have the best guys? But the fourth quarter is where we're all hitting on the same thing. So I want to hear from y'all. Is it possible to be too tired, or do we just not have mentally tough players? I think that's where it is.
No, GI, if I can answer that, I think we have the players. But what I seen from that game, we was up on a 9-point lead, and what I seen is Tibbs still game planning and still not understanding that his players are gassed, and he still want them to stick to the game plan. Go out there and play defense. Go out there and play defense.
You're right. Hey, Shotgun, you
over there like, go out there and play defense. Go out there and play defense.
You ever ran track, Shotgun? You
of course.
You a sprinter, right? You know how dudes that run the 100, you can't just make them run the 400, bro. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that run the 100, you can't make them run the 400, bro.
I did track too, and I did the 100, and I knew that the 400 would be a tough race for me if I tried to do it.
Right, because you just out of gas. It don't matter how.
It don't matter how the queen in the building.
You know
the queen.
Hey, Queen B, what's good? It don't matter how mentally tough you are, bro. If you're not built for it, you're not built for it.
Listen.
Queen, we're not worthy, Queen. We're not worthy.
How you gonna win these games down the stretch without a true start?
Oh, that conversation.
Here we go.
No.
That's what I was talking about. Who said that?
How you gonna win these games down the stretch?
Thank you.
I saw they had a matchup, right, where Dallas kept throwing Tim Hardaway Jr. on Randall, even in the fourth quarter. Somewhere down there, Randall loses. I need to continue to take advantage of this matchup right here. A star does that. He's going to find that weak spot in the defense, and he's going to make you foul him, or he's going to keep getting his shot. Tired? What do you mean you tired? It's the regular season. You're not 50 games in. How you tired already?
Hey, somebody
got personal chefs. These guys got personal chefs. The best workout.
Hey, hold on.
Somebody got someone in the background.
Is that me? Hold on.
No, it was
But let
Greeny. It
me
was
shut
Greeny.
up. Let
Greeny.
me let Steph
Greeny
cook.
got
I'm
it.
sorry for y'all. I just don't know about the tie.
They're
I just
just
want to know.
not
Is
that
that me?
good.
No, you good, Queen.
No, it was
Okay.
Greeny. It was Greeny stuff.
They're
Okay.
just not that good. This is what you're gonna have. They're gonna win a
Nah.
couple of games, then they're gonna lose a couple of games. Then at the end of the season, they're gonna be right where we thought they were gonna be, 41 to 43 games.
With a 9-point lead, though, I
Right.
disagree because like we could have we had the game won. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was competitive all game, but we crashed. That was just the bottom line. Like, dudes crashed. Like, and then it's just to go back to our coach stubbornness for him to not even put a Cam Reddish in for at least 5 minutes. Like, come on, man, you gotta get them dudes at least get some Gatorade, man, something, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, man, because Tim's philosophy is you have to play both ends of the field. I mean, of the game. So that's hard to do, bro.
How does he not put up star numbers? The dude put up 29, 18, and 4. Are those not star numbers?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
come on. What are we expecting? I think we expecting like superhero efforts from guys that are just regular heroes.
Right. I mean, I would agree that we need a star, but for what we have, Randall, Brunson, and RJ over these past 10 to 12 games, to me, have been playing really, really well. And it's not their fault that the front office hasn't brought in a number one or a number two to kind of move them down into their rightful positions. This is where they are. So they playing the best that they can. And in my opinion, they're playing very well.
What Knicks fans better be careful of, Steph, is because the people are going to go to the seats. The Knicks are respectable again, and Dolan going to start being happy again. And y'all better not let Dolan get happy without getting a championship caliber team, because then we'll be in purgatory.
You're already in purgatory. That's what 41 to 43 wins gets you. It gets you just enough to the fans are like, well, let's see what happens next year.
Right. But I agree with you, AD, but this is where I'm gonna push back just a little. It's not like the roster is locked and we can't make any changes. So kind of where I see that what the Knicks doing is they've decided they putting a flag in the sand right here. And we're going to continue to shape this team and build this team and get better and better until they eventually shape it into a championship contending team. Now, that can mean at some point, Brunson, RJ, Randall, one or two of those guys might not even be here, but they're continuing to shape the team. So to me, it's step by step, piece by piece. I hear a lot of fans say, oh, what's the sense of playing the games, basically, if all you're going to do is lose in the first round? That's part of the process. Then you retool your team, and then hopefully the next year you get a little further and a little further. Nobody goes from being out of the playoffs to all of a sudden in one off season, boom, now you're a championship contender. You got to continue to shape the roster, right? Now, can this front office do that? What's available? If something becomes available, are they going to pull the trigger? That's a whole other story.
Yes,
the only thing I push back on that a little bit, Steph, is I've seen this before. I've seen this play. And because stars aren't born every day, and they don't come through this door, and they haven't come through this door in New York Knicks in a long, long time. So while you're hanging on, and what you would have to agree with me and AD is purgatory, 42 wins, a 15 pick every year, and you just keep doing rinse, wash, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat.
But it hasn't been 15. The draft pick where we have been in the lottery has varied from 4 to 15 or 17. The Knicks had a lot of swings at the bat. And when you look at the stars in this league, how many of them have been top 5 picks? They've been all over the place.
Yes. So what I compare to, so what this last 3 years have been for me, because for me it started when Tibbs came in the door, COVID, and we got a 4 seed. So for me, that was the line in the sand. That's where they decided to re-up Randall, re-up RJ, with all the re-ups. Basically, it was a re-up from Mitch re-up, right? Brunson, we got tampering with, so obviously he was part of the plan for a long, long time. We don't know what they saw in that conversation. So these 4 guys were part of their plan. If it continues to stay, well, here's what you have to be fair. When you say go to the first round as part of the process, Or you go into the first round with no opportunity of beating one of the top 5 teams, meaning you're getting swept, you can't keep doing that year after year and suggest that that's stability.
But okay, but you went back to just when Tibbs got here. So you're not even going that far back. You're just going back to the front office to this. Okay. They lost in the first round. And I'm not going to even say 4th seed because that was a tie. The Knicks could have just as easily been in the 6th seed, right? 3 teams were.
No. Don't do that. 4th seed.
Okay, I mean whatever.
Whatever.
Don't do that. But what I'm trying to say is, the point I'm trying to say is, in the off season, they said, you know what, we need a little more offense. We got everything we can get out of this team. We just don't have enough offense. They went to retool the team to take the next step. That was their intention, to take the next step when they signed Fournier and Kemba. It didn't work out. It happens. Kyrie didn't work out in Boston. It happens. So now the next season, they don't make the playoffs. What do? They retool again, shed some salary. They bring in Brunson. Now let's see where we are. Step by step, piece by piece is what I'm saying.
No, Steph. You don't get to slide down that road like that. It
was a little slippery.
Yeah.
So we can't just ease on down the road.
Yeah, no. We're gonna go back to that.
And sometimes y'all make me feel like an old man, bro. I swear to God. You don't remember ease on down the road?
He's on down the road.
Yes.
He's on down the road.
I'm listening. I'm gonna go off camera because I got my hot wings, but I'm listening, AD.
You don't get to do that.
I got my
you don't get to ease
though.
on down the road past, saying, well, they did what they did and then they tried to improve the team. Let's stop right there, right? If that's their mindset, look who they tried to improve the team with.
No, I agree with you. It didn't work out. No, I was on record when everybody was throwing this celebration with Kemba Walker. I was pissed off from the giddy up.
Me too. Hello.
Are you kidding me? We got all this money. We got all of this draft capital, and you shopping at Dollar General? Nah, I was upset from the beginning. So I get, but what I'm saying is that's what they were trying to do. Did they execute it? No, they did not.
This management. Hold on one second, G.I.
Go ahead. Okay? I'm sorry.
I'm still here.
This management, this regime, with their connections, they put it out there for the last 2 years that they were ponying up all of their whatever they were going to do to get Donovan Mitchell, and they did not come away with that.
Donovan Mitchell. Right.
This regime will forever be marked by them not being capable of pulling the trigger when there've been players that's come there. If you don't want to say Donovan, let's go Halliburton. If you don't want to say Halliburton, I could just pull names out the air.
Here's a name out the air for you, AD. And you better get ready. Get ready for Trae Young to be a Knick.
No, stop that, Crazy. Stop trolling right now. Why can't we get to what was real?
I don't want him over Crazy.
And we're going to run Trae Young, Trey Burke, and Jalen Brunson together.
Come on.
I don't want Trae Young. The Knicks dropped the ball, in my opinion, to AD's point, with Donovan Mitchell.
We know, but
that's your whole strategy. That was your whole strategy as a front office.
But Queen,
there's no way Donovan Mitchell should not be in.
What can you do about that now?
You're right.
Why?
You're right. I was just triggered, Freezy. I was just triggered.
No,
you're right.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the front office. If you're the front office,
fire.
What can you do about that now? You messed up. You dropped the ball. You can't do anything about that. But Trae Young is slowly becoming available right in front of our eyes.
So you know what?
What's going to happen is Knicks fans. What's going to happen is the Knicks are going to be attached just because we're New York. Just because we're New York, we're going to be attached to it, right? And what's going to happen is the pressure is going to be put on the Knicks to do something because we need a star, and a star is available. And while we saying right now we don't want Trae Young, a lot of y'all was saying the same thing about Donovan Mitchell. What we need with that midget, just because he's from New York, You know what we need? Well, you can't run out here with a 6-1 backcourt. I heard. I got a channel. Trust me, I hear this stuff all the time. I hear y'all comments, bro.
How do you sell that to Brunson?
Well, no, I think we're smart. Right, exactly. It's bigger than
How
that.
do you sell?
And
How
I
do you
think
sell
they're
it to
smarter
Brunson?
than that.
How do you sell that? To
This is the sell to Brunson. Hey man, when you played next to Luka, you made the Western Conference Finals.
No, stop it.
Yeah, but
Luka,
he's
you're not
but
fair,
Trae Young ain't no Luka.
he's not Luka, and this is no disrespect to
Trae
Trae
Young
Young.
is superstar though. Don't get it twisted.
This is no disrespect to Trae Young.
Who is Luka?
No, but if you put him next to if you put him next to Brunson, you're pretty much just throwing what semblance of defense totally out the window.
Yeah,
Did you see what? Okay. Did you see how many points we gave up last night to the San Antonio Spurs?
It would be then he would have had 70. He would have had 70 if he got Trae Young in that backcourt.
If we had Trae Young with this team, if we had Trae Young with that team that played last night, we beat that team by 17.
I'm sorry.
No, that's why they want to get rid of him, Freezy. We got to go into their chat. You go into their chat, they talking about how he doesn't play defense, how people think he's a 3-point sniper, but you look at his career numbers, he's not really, a good
Super Bowl
shooter.
dominant.
He's Super Bowl dominant.
Right.
We already got Brunson, unless we're gonna give up one of them. Brunson, RJ, and Randall, who played better. I'll put it that way. Played better.
So here's the thing. Then there is no pleasing a Knicks fan. Then
it is, but the ship sailed, and they better hope a bigger ship comes in the port.
Biggest ship. The biggest ship comes in size of any 6'9" player that can hit his shots.
Name them.
I'm going right now. I'm giving up 3 first-round draft picks because I know they don't want to touch. They don't want RJ back. They don't want Brunson back. They don't want Randall back. So they know those 3, and we already know those 3 players can play together, and those 3 have enough to share with a 4th player. OG would be a perfect pick in there with Mitchell Robinson. OG.
I like OG too, but for 3 number ones, but I like
no way.
OG's good. OG's good. OG's good. But
let me respond to this. Number one, then there was the price. What does the price matter? What does the price matter? Hold on to all them picks forever. What does it matter? We've been holding them forever. When you hold something long term and you can't use it, it loses its value.
I'll give you that.
Or 2.5 to me.
Yes.
I'll
give you that.
Can I please push back on that, OG?
I'm on the opposite.
Can I please push back on that, OG?
Please push back on OG.
You know, number one. OG has never the most games he's never completed a full season. That's number one. The most game he's ever played is as a rookie. That's the most games he's ever played is as a rookie. That's number one.
Is the most he ever played.
So does that impact your compensation, or you saying you don't want him? Period. I would just try to give up less compensation because of that.
Yeah,
and that addresses my next point. Does OG Anunoby help me get to a championship contender?
No,
sustainable.
Okay. Step by step, piece by piece. Now, there's not one player you're going to bring in here that's going to automatically transform the Knicks into a championship contender.
You can't do that.
Wait a minute. For 3 first round,
if you have
giving up 3 first round picks.
I hear what you're saying in terms of compensation. I definitely want to leave something in the bag for a start, but the Knicks got 11 of them. 11.
I said 3 is what? We got 11.
We can get away with 3.
Go ahead, Freeze. I do want to respond on why he moves the needle.
I was just going to get ready to ask that same thing, Gian. We were talking about going to get a dude that has never been the piece that helps a team get to the next level. When they won the championship, it was because he was out or despite him being out due to injury. When they won the championship, guess what OG Anunoby was doing? Wearing street clothes. And
I just wanted to make one more point on OG.
I would trade OG for RJ Barrett straight up right now.
I agree.
If he was healthy,
that sounds
if he didn't have a health history, if he didn't have an injury history, I would trade him for RJ Barrett straight up.
That sounds good, but I'll also make another point. This is my last point. This is my last point I want to make on OG. Y'all want to get OG right now and trade for RJ. OG is in his 7th year. RJ Barrett in his first years are way better than OG in his set. So you're telling me Yeah, but okay, but it makes no sense because if RJ can still be developing and OG Anunoby's in his 7th year, he hasn't played no full season. He's in his 7th year.
We'll be sending RJ home. We'll be doing him a favor.
RJ Barrett is as close to his ceiling as he's going to get. I'm not saying he can't improve a little bit, but he's about as close to his ceiling as he's going to get.
The light?
That's a
Queen, you finally see the light?
No, oh, I was on that from the beginning. His second season, I was on that. I was waiting for everybody else to come around.
RJ Barrett, it's no way he should have not. There's no way Donovan Mitchell should not be here, man. That's just basically the whole point.
And I cook why OG moves the needle. There's only now. I do have to give y'all credit for his injury history, but in fairness to me, I was throwing Trae Young, and OG is my response to Trae Young. Trae Young is healthy. Trae Young is healthy. When where? So I don't want to hear that. So OG was my response to Trae Young.
We can't look at.
Hold on. My fault. AD.
I got him.
I was, oh man, because I was gonna say, like, yo, if Masai Ujiri asks for 3 first-round picks, I'm not giving it to him because I got PTSD, and whatever Masai gets, he usually rips off the other team.
I get it.
So
what if one of the three is a protected?
I give up 2. I give up 2 in a player. I give up 2 in a player.
You rather give up a player than an unknown?
Oh my!
Now I could throw Cam in the deal. I could throw 1 in Cam. What if I give him Cam and 1 and a protected?
I'm like OG Anunoby.
They wouldn't do that, but I would do that.
This is how far Knicks.
They wouldn't do that.
They're gonna have to do it at some point. They're gonna get jammed up too.
We talking about trading for the 4th option on a team in our division.
Yeah, because we want him to come in to blend with what we have.
We want him to come in and be the number 1 option.
No.
Then we're gonna treat him like Randall.
Ain't nobody talking about the number 1 option now. We talking about the Knicks getting 2-way players that can shoot the ball and defend their position. That's what the Knicks need. Listen, we got a Fournier who can shoot, can't defend. We got McBride, Sims, Ihart, those guys who defend, they can't shoot. We need 2-way players to play with those 3 guys if you're trying to build out this roster.
How long is OG Anunoby going to do that for the Knicks and he's always in street clothes? How long is OG going to do that for the Knicks?
I'm just saying a healthy OG.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys.
I don't see that either.
We can't look at injuries the way we used to because a lot of guys are injured. No one's playing the whole season anymore.
Uncle Freezy, super chat.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Hey, so Jay Boogie, thank you for the generous contribution. Jay Boogie says, if you don't appreciate this Soul Train full of guest stars, then something is immediately wrong with you. Bim. Hit the like, and please show some love. Subscribe to the channel. Bim, appreciate you, Jay Boogie. Thank you.
Yo, RJ just put OG on a poster. I feel like if OG like that, it shouldn't be that close. And he been in the league longer. It shouldn't be that close to me. It shouldn't even be debatable. And I ain't just trying to stick up for RJ. No, I'm not talking about that. I just brought up the play. That's just part of my take because that's a fact.
Okay.
The whole game he played against OG. And that's the point I'm trying to make. If he's been in the league longer, it shouldn't be that close. And it don't make sense to bring him if he's been in the league long and he ain't doing nothing really nowhere. He ain't bringing his team nowhere. Or let's see what he does because he was injured. He stayed injured. So I think healthy is more important than just what you feel about a player being available. So we'll see if OG is hurt again. I don't see like where he would fit on our team because if he play against us and players that we have is doing what they do against him, and I watch our players every night. I watch OG. I don't see him doing that on a regular, and that's just part of my take on OG.
And RJ was 11 for 19 against OG Anunoby.
But that's one game, Freeze. We're not talking about them playing head to head. We're talking about them playing against the field. OG is better against the field, and OG is he's a 2-way player. Now, I get it. Listen, I'm not giving up 3 first-round draft picks.
No.
And I understand his injury history. But I'm saying if all things were equal, in my opinion, I would take OG Anunoby over RJ Barrett.
I agree.
But all things aren't equal. So I get it. Oh, I thought I was off screen. I'm eating. Sorry.
You good? I was going to pose a question. I was going to
Yeah, I
pose a
only
question.
could go on the last game they played against each other. I watch him too play out there. Like I
I was
said,
going
if
to
it's
pose a
not that
question.
much of a difference to me, then what are we doing? That's what they said. Was going to be the same thing again. Bringing another player in, then we're going to be critiquing him. Same way, he's not enough to do much difference rather than what we have. He's not. You see it when we played them. Siakam had to do all that to beat us. And that should be more defense, I think, if you ask me, because we scoring the points. In that case, I'm just going by the last game of them going against each other. I know you saying every game they play or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not watching every game the Raptors play. I don't think no one is. So that's just part of my take.
I got a question. Would you send a bag at Jeremy Grant?
No.
Nah. He played the same position as Randall.
No.
He
can't rebound for his position.
But I'm gonna rattle off some stats for you real quick. Right now, he's averaging 22, 45 from the field. 48 from the field, 45 from three, and he guards basically 2 through 5. That's what he does.
And you got him and Grimes on the wing.
Yeah. How old is he though?
He is 28 right now. Basically the same age as Randall.
Yeah, that's
so.
Randall's better.
I do. Y'all don't notice NBA players aging a little more gracefully?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Let me do this. So, Paris Ducker, thank you for the gents' contribution. Paris Ducker says, "OG is the biggest need on D and threes. Give the 3 picks." Them.
No, I'm not giving the Raptors a team in our division 3 picks. I'm sorry.
I'd rather go get DeAndre Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see what Atlanta talking about. Yeah,
I'd rather take DeAndre Hunter.
Oh, is that why you want to go after Trae Young? Because DeAndre Hunter is going to be in the package?
We already took one of their wings. Cam, how that work?
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
Cam is nice. You know that, Jay.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of Trae Young coming here. I'm saying if you're a Knicks fan, you better be ready for
hyperbole.
Yeah, no.
When Steph come on, I'm trying to get smart real quick.
No, what I'm saying is, well, hey, thank you for the generous contribution.
It's in the name. It's in the name.
I'd rather trade those picks for Siakam. But what I'm saying is, if you're a Knicks fan,
they going
like
like 7
to watch
picks.
Trae Young, whether you like him or not. Trae Young is going to be a Knick.
Oh man,
man.
Uncle Freezy, you trolling?
If he's a Knick, if he's a Knick, Brunson's not here. I can't fathom a backcourt.
Yeah, that's what I look at. Yeah, I don't want them to play together. I'll take him over. I mean, I'll take him over Brunson. I ain't gonna lie, but
you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Your team.
You know what else?
Forever.
You know what else is in play here? What's in play here?
Do that.
Jalen Brunson has been told his whole life. Leon Rose has had to pat Jalen Brunson on the back his whole life. You are as good as everybody else. I stand with these guys. This is proving Jalen Brunson, for him to prove the world wrong, that he wasn't one of the top 6-7 picks in the league, that he's not a perennial all-star. Jalen Brunson is on his own quest. If somebody thinks a player is going to be brought in here by Rose, by Tibbs, to take away from Brunson, it's just not going to happen.
I agree.
Not if he's not marketing better. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to go that lateral route. That just doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean about Trae Young?
And that's what happened to Quickly too. Quickly got caught up in that grinder.
And I was just about to say that, Hartwell. I was about to say my man Hartwell point me to that point. That's why I say I'm so shocked. That's why I'm so proud of IQ, because I'm so shocked that really didn't affect his confidence on the basketball court.
No,
and it hasn't.
IQ is well, he's so humble. If you listen to his story, he's so
IQ fake humble, man.
He's fake humble. He knows better, right? But do you see his style of play? When he goes in, he plays like Brunson plays, and he's learning to do it too, quite honestly, and it's making him a better player. But I can't lie, I'm sure IQ like, man, I'm ready to get out of here. It's the best first thing smoking. This Brunson's cool, bro.
Yeah. In these last 2 games, I'm out because I'm going. I'm. You got to really, like I say, you put a now we even more stuff, because what people don't realize is I feel like like I say, the only reason I keep bringing up the 15 assists, because I know, like we all know basketball. To me, that was a
make us
game.
up. How does that make us stuck? If I
because we got a point guard for the next 3 years, and then now we had a point guard the whole time on the bench. So now
Oh
it makes
my
the front
God.
office look
No,
even more delusional.
no,
I just
Gunna,
disagree.
No,
No, IQ's a point guard. I'm
Gunna.
sorry.
All right, he
no,
might
but
be,
whether
but
he's
he
a
wouldn't be the point
or
guard on
not,
my
growing
team.
your talent.
Why
growing
not?
your
Why not,
talent-
Steph?
Growing
Because-
your talent. And
Steph, how many
acquiring-
turnovers he had in the last 2 games?
Listen,
Like,
hold on.
One.
Listen, we got to
Let me-
stop
come
jumping off the
on!
ledge
Like,
over
yo.
1 or 2 games. Relax.
No,
We've seen.
but-
Hold on. We've
Go
seen
ahead, I got you, Steph.
IQ over what 3-4 seasons already.
Facts.
Right? The coaching staff has seen him not just in games, but also in practice. Listen, none of us know.
Queen, listen,
Definitively.
but Queen, this is the thing that baffles me. How we
Me
on
too.
one hand gonna say that we totally don't have faith in Tibbs on one hand, and then
I
when
do.
it's convenient for the conversation, we said the coaching staff.
No. I'm not in that conversation of not having faith in Tibbs. I don't have a problem. There's certain things with Tibbs that I don't get with, but overall, I want Tibbs here as a coach. Listen, none of us know with certainty whether or not
Gianna
IQ
want him.
All right. None of us know with certainty whether or not IQ can be a starting point guard in this league. With certainty. Basically, we just going by what we're seeing and we extrapolating, and from that saying, I believe he can, and some of us saying, I believe he can't. You asking me to put my money on it? I'm not putting my money on him being a point guard on a perennial playoff team.
Yeah.
That's
For all
trying
that-
to eventually become a championship contender. Hold on.
all
And
that
this
is
is why. This is why.
I'll ask you a
Hold on.
question after that, Steph. Go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
you
on.
Hold on, no,
And this
no,
is
you
why.
can't. No, I got to respond to your statement too. All of that is moot when you say it's worthless to go get Brunson and prove that IQ is a point guard as well. We're in the talent acquisition mode to show that we can be able to develop our own players and go get a player of Brunson's quality for $100 million, even though it was tampering. You can't never forget that. It's tainted. The whole move is tainted. But either way,
Exactly.
you can't say that that's a bad thing that we're able to do that. That in itself makes
No,
sense.
that's not what I said.
No,
Oh,
that's what.
I mean, listen, for me, and I could be totally wrong. I feel like there's more to being a point guard than getting assists. Right?
Yes.
I think you got to be able to think the game. I think you got to be able to put your team in position to win. I think you got to be able to know what your team needs at any point in time. That's what you need to be able to do. And this is what makes it even difficult for Quickly. He's a scoring point guard, like a lot of point guards are in the NBA. So I'm not, there's no shame in that. But when you're a scoring point guard, you got to know when I'm a shoot, when I'm a pass. That's the toughest thing to learn. All of the guys in the league right now that are scoring point guards, what's the difference? They're the best player on their team. They can take a shot whenever they want to. They decide when they want to pass to another team, whether that's Curry, whether that's Lillard, Luka, all of those guys. He's on the team with other players that demand the ball. You're not going to be able to take a shot whenever you want to. You got to be able to basically be a pass first.
See, that's a better way to
So
put it.
I'm not saying that he can't ever be that. I'm just saying for me and for those who think it's 50-50.
So it's
For
preference.
me,
It's preference.
I wouldn't want him as the starting point guard on my team if I have aspirations of being a perennial playoff team. That's just me.
All right.
I have to respond.
Hold on.
Go ahead, go ahead.
And I get it. And you guys, listen, I was on my way to Trader Joe's, so I heard the argument. So I already know what you guys are gonna say. We just disagree. That's all.
I gotta respond. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
So Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, if it's your perfect need, I agree. Overpay for OG.
Nah.
But just one quick thing I want to say, just real quick. The way that point guards dominate the league now is not the same way it used to be 4 years ago.
Oh, I agree.
When you see, because now you're seeing the emergence of do-it-all point guards like Tyrese Halliburton.
I agree.
Right. So if you look at what your point guard wants to do, I would say look at Quickly in the class of Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nemert, and those guys. Not with Damian Lillard and Steph Curry, the ones that dominated a certain way, say 6 or 7 years ago.
It's Freezy. I agree with
Halliburton's
you.
been doing
But
that
even
too,
when you
though.
look at those
Freezy, how-
guys, hold up. Even when you look at those guys, Freezy, they know when they're supposed to score. They know when they still have a better, in my opinion, point guard savvy than IQ at this point in his development.
And Hardwell, what did I just say earlier?
That's what I was about
the
to say.
same
Me and
point guard
Greeny
she
just said the same thing. Me and Greeny said the same thing in a different way, and she made a better point on the fit because quickly being in that position is a fact. Because the way he played, you need a more distributing point guard, or he should be solidified, or it's not going to work because he can't make players better every game because of how he plays in his mind. He's more of a shoot first and pass, and we need more ball movement. That's why I said earlier, Quickly started playing better when everybody started sharing the ball.
Oh, man,
he could do it, so he got to be.
That's
you could disagree.
That's convenient, Hartwell. First of all,
Thank you.
How about this? How about you tell the dudes that get the pass from the point guard to make some shots? How about that? We talking about Quickly.
No, hold on.
Pass.
Hold on, we're not saying that Quickly couldn't have got a few more.
Man, because what we saying is Quickly can't play point because the other dudes on the team can't shoot.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not. Assists is not even an issue for me.
Who said that? Who said that?
Assists is not even an issue for me.
Who said that?
You can have 20 assists. Guys can just be hot that night.
Who sound like they said that? Because I was talking. So I don't understand how that comes to that. I was agreeing with Steph there because our point was great on how Halliburton is clear already. Hold on, now you're not gonna let me finish? Halliburton is clearly.
No, this ain't about you finishing, bro. You had just said this thing, and all I want to say to it is this: you use allusion to a point, right?
What's the illusion?
It was that Quickly is not a point guard because other people on the team can't score.
Oh, who said that?
That's
we didn't say that.
Exactly what y'all are alluding to.
No, we didn't. What we said was Quickly does not make a right decision.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You didn't say me or nobody to say that. I didn't hear that.
Okay, all right, okay.
Before what me and Harwood said was that Quickly doesn't know what to do in the decisions when it's time to score and play in the pick and roll. You didn't say nothing about
especially in the clutch. Especially in the clutch.
And what I was trying to say was when she mentioned Halliburton, he's just coming in the league already. You could see he's a better point guard. 45 assists, no turnovers. Now I said that maybe Quickly's opportunity to you earlier, Freeze, put him in this situation. But just like you said, we're not in a room to see the coaches. It's not fair to say is it Tibbs, but I've been saying blaming Tibbs since last season, and I've been standing on that. But Quickly is where he is because of it. It's not if he couldn't get in front of Burks, that's part of what is his development. To me, that's always been my take. But I never said nothing about who not finishing. Quickly could have had 20 assists.
Halliburton was, for instance, Luka Doncic first coming to the league, right? You know who he coached by? He was coached by a dude that played point guard. When Russell Westbrook came in the league, James Harden, they coached with a dude that played point guard, right? The dude that we got, what did he play? Well, how can he teach Quickly how to do this? Quickly has to learn this on his own.
Exactly.
That's the point. He's never been a point guard, Free.
That's a lie.
Bro,
so then y'all contradicting y'all points because y'all just said that coming out of high school, Quickly was a point guard. Y'all just said that.
Word. Thank you, Greeny. Thank you. He just said that. He just argued my point about that.
I said that Quickly wasn't a point guard.
No, you said he was, and now you saying he got to learn it. You just contradicted your statement on that.
He learning it. No, he said he learning it on his own.
No, I didn't say that either. What I said was when Queen said that Quickly doesn't know the difference between a certain thing and a certain thing, I said he has to learn that. Right? But y'all also said that there are different types of point guards in the league that do the point guard position a different way. Y'all also said that. So y'all taking my words and trying to make yourselves look right. I didn't say that.
No.
Well, I'm not saying what you said, or I'm not saying what you said or didn't say.
I'm talking about what Hardwell said.
You talking about no, Freezy. You said that he played the point guard since high school or college, right?
Yes, high school. High school.
Okay, and then you just said 3 minutes ago that he has to learn how to play the point. You said with me,
I did not say
He
that.
didn't say that.
Greeny, what did you say just now to make you say that they just? Because I agree with you. What did you hear, Greeny?
Hartwell, the Queen just said that he has to learn how to know when to pass and when to shoot, and we had talked about that for 20 minutes, right? And I said, and I was trying to get to that Quickly has to learn that at this level, but you said that I said that Quickly has to learn how to be a point guard, and that had nothing to do with what we was talking about.
Well, he has to learn it on this level, but that's okay. All right, listen, nobody's wrong. None of us know with certainty. It's just about
he has to learn how to know when to pass and when to shoot, right?
And down the stretch, even in that Dallas game,
but that has nothing to do with playing point guard, right? That was the point that I'm getting at. I never said Quickly had to learn how to play point guard. I specifically pointed out the point that y'all eloquently spoke about. That one thing that y'all were talking about is the thing that I was referencing.
Okay.
I thought I heard you say he got to learn how to play point guard. Maybe you meant he got to learn how to play at this level, but that comes along with playing it for a while. If you play it for longer, you're better at it. Just like Halliburton is better at it right now.
When to pass and when to shoot, that's what we're talking about. That's what we was talking about the whole time. When to pass and when to shoot. And I was like,
I agree with Queen. I agree with Queen on that. And I said that when I mentioned Halliburton, she mentioned Halliburton. That's a fact that he knows more than Quickly because Quickly was more of a shooting than a facilitating point guard, if you want me to say it that way. But you say he needs to learn how to be either play on this level or be a point guard. You could say you saying he needs to learn how to play on this level.
What are you missing?
No, I'm trying to take in what you said to me because you said something about him got to learn something. I was trying to take in what you said to me because I got ears too.
I understand you got to use them.
Yeah, and I am using them. Everybody heard you say that. That's why I asked Greeny what he said because that would have proved what you said. But I'm gonna just mute my mic
over and over. I keep saying
but
Queen said he got to learn how to
beating this
when to pass and when to shoot. Right, and I was
as well as some other things, but go ahead.
Yeah, and down the stretch, I get what you're saying.
Quickly couldn't even start over Burks, and we arguing about him being a point guard.
Well, where's Burke starting now, Harwell? Like you keep.
And that's my point. And that's my point. And that's my point too.
That was a bad decision for teams. That's it.
He'll never start on the team, but Quickly couldn't start over him.
That was a bad decision for teams. That's just that simple. It was a bad decision.
Let's go.
They love Tibbs, bro.
Dwayne K. I keep telling you, I get what you're saying, but you also have to open. If you're gonna open up the front door, it's the side door and the back door too. So if Quickly was so bad of not having point guard skills to not get started off with Burks, why is Burks not starting in today's NBA? Why is Dwayne Casey not starting him?
Burks is not a point guard.
Yeah, but listen, that's not fair. Burks,
because that was a bad decision. That was a terrible decision.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Burks and the coach, you may not like it or not, but Burks got thrown into a position out of need. See what I'm saying? When Quickly was the point guard, and when they were looking at Quickly in the summer, if you remember correctly, in the summer he was not good. He wasn't
good for most of last season either.
2 nights ago, he had 32 2 nights.
And the coach would remember, if nothing else, Burks is a professional basketball player that had some good. We look at Burks like he was trash here in the Knicks uniform. It's not true. Burks had.
He's just not a one.
We need him right now. I tell you,
this wasn't a point.
Start gonna see how convenient they get. See how get. AD, listen. AD, listen. Outside of the number 1 pick, Derrick Rose. Name another point guard that Tom Thibodeau groomed.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get what he's talking about.
And then y'all think, and then y'all all of a sudden think he's gonna do the same with. He gonna recognize that Quickly's a point guard.
Right. Like I don't
even think it's that. As a coach, this is what I need. And I either believe that you can bring it or I don't. And the bottom line is him or the organization doesn't believe in IQ as a point guard. That's what it is. That's what, they don't believe in him. We can believe in him, but they don't. That's why they didn't play him, and that's why they brought in Brunson.
Hey, Queen, you know what though? You know that Tom Thibodeau started Jeff Teague in Minnesota over Derrick Rose.
Okay.
That let me know right there that this dude don't recognize what a point guard is. He started Jeff
Well, at that
Teague
time, Rose was
over-
still coming off of one of his
He
numerous.
scored 50 points.
Yeah, but he didn't come into the season like
He scored 50 points.
He was ready to
All
score
right,
50.
it's one game.
He was,
we
he
get
was
so.
But I'm just saying, like y'all saying, but the
He
50
did
point
score the
he's coming in,
50,
that's
but-
impressive.
Yeah,
That's
but
impressive.
But it was later on in the season.
It was later on in the season. He was coming into that season on rehab, like keeping a buck. Like he
Scored
wasn't
50
D Rose. He wasn't Chicago's D Rose in Minnesota for the whole stretch.
That's obvious. He was on the bench. Well, I'm just saying, he scored 50.
Like we taking
So-
one game and like, come on.
I'm not taking one game. I'm just saying, like on his so erratic season and not being the best, he still scored 50. That's all I was elaborating to. Like your point of him just being on his last leg. And
Paris Tucker says, "Hey, we don't have a teacher. Pop would have done wonders with IQ." I'm just saying.
IQ wouldn't even play for Pop.
What?
Come on, Pop is not.
What?
Now, Pop is a certain. He wants a
Oh,
certain
Queen,
type of
that's
player.
a reach, Queen.
I listen. With Pop, you gotta play a certain way. With Pop,
I agree.
you gotta
I
play
agree.
a certain way.
Okay.
You're not taking all them crazy shots. You're not dribbling out the shot clock. You're not doing all of that with Pop. There's a certain way you
Have you
have to
seen
play with him.
Devin Vassell play though? Devin Vassell takes a lot of off the dribble.
Does he play the point guard though?
three-pointers.
Does he play the point guard
He-
position?
he's on
he gotta
ball a
play a
lot. He's a
certain
decision maker on that team. He's a combo guard. Devin
Hey,
Vassell.
Queen, and listen, Queen, I think I might agree with you. I would love for you to elaborate on that, but I would just toss this out here, just saying for my curiosity. Do you think there would be a difference in a day one quickly with Pop versus a day one quickly with Tom Thibodeau?
Probably, but let me tell you this:
Probably.
hold on. The minutes he got with Tibbs right off the gate, he would not have gotten that with Pop. He would have had to significantly earn that.
Right.
Because Pop wants the game played, especially at that point guard position, a certain way. And until you can do it that way, you ain't learning on the job.
Right.
Tibbs gave IQ the reins like the third preseason game of his rookie year.
Yes, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
And hasn't reeled him in at all. He was shooting from the logo. Tibbs was like, oh, well, he's very confident in his shot. Yeah, I mean, come on. It didn't matter what Quickly did. There was no accountability.
I think Tibbs encouraged it.
Taking
Exactly.
15-foot floaters.
Yeah.
15-foot floaters.
And he was terrible the first part of last season. Tibbs rocked with him.
Terrible. He was terrible.
What can you confidently say, or you've seen Quickly run the pick and roll consistently? No.
Yeah, Obi, are you serious?
No,
that's not a pick and roll.
That's not a pick and roll.
Nah, and I would say too though. I'm with you. I'm with you, AD, on that. But
you should have kept that one to yourself. All he passed to was Obi before.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's his boy.
but I would say to the roll part of our pick and roll, we don't have it. Yeah. It's just a pick and run the play. Because Mitch don't ever look for the pass when he rolled to the rim, right? He don't ever make himself available. No matter who the roll man is, they don't make themselves available for the rest of the play. So it's basically a pick and find a shot.
Right.
That's basically
pick and find out.
It is. Yeah.
Can I say this about Quickly though? Even though I don't like him at the point, I like Quickly as a player. So I don't want it to think that I'm banging on him and I don't want him on the team. I don't think he can help our team. I do. And I love the way he's been playing over the last 2 games. Love it.
Just off the bench.
But I'm not taking him over Brunson. I'm just not.
Just off our bench, right, Queen?
Off the bench. But if he was 6'5", I would start him. If he was 6'5", I would start him at the 2.
You need energy. That's a role. That's a great role.
What'd you say?
He said off
If
the
he was
bench.
6'5", I would start him at the 2.
I think period in these last 2 games, and Mayo quickly proved he's an NBA starter.
Wait a minute. So if he starts at the 2, what are we doing with Grimes? Grimes at the 3?
I mean, that's I get that, but I'm just saying in general, I see him as a 2, and I see him if he was 6'5", I could see him starting at the 2 in this league. Put it that way.
Right. But what do we do with Grimes though? Grimes
obviously
Grimes at the 3.
Nah, I think Grimes is undersized at the 3. He's undersized at the 3. I think.
Well, where else is he gonna start at?
No. I'm not saying on this particular team. I'm just saying in general. I like him. I could see him starting if he was 6'5". I could see him starting at the 2. I like Grimes over Quickly. I know that was something you guys talked about earlier in the show, but Grimes got to start knocking down some shots. I talked about that on the morning show. Otherwise, he gonna look like Quickly, somebody with a nice release, but inconsistent when it comes to the 3-point shot.
He gonna look like Frank. You know, Frank had a beautiful.
Oh, he ain't gonna look like
provolone, man.
He ain't gonna look like Frank.
Ham and provolone.
You never seen Frank look like Grimes. Stop it.
I'm joking right
I don't think IQ will start with the starters. I don't think it will work with the starters. And this is just my analogy why it won't work with the starters. In order for IQ to play the way he has did for the last 2 games, he's going to need the ball in his hands. Without starters all playing, he's not getting the ball like that. The only way he's going to be able to play like that is in control of the second unit, when he's able to do whatever he wants and have the ball most of the time. If he's with the starters, he's not going to have the ball in his hands like that.
The question becomes, are you going to get the best Quickly if he's playing in a lineup with Randall? And this is I'm just rephrasing what you're saying. If he's playing in a lineup with RJ, who needs the ball, Brunson, who needs the ball, Randall, who needs the ball, can he play his game in a lineup with those 3 guys?
Hey, hold on, y'all for just for a second.
Let's get it. Y'all be spitting with your flows, I'm just podcasting. That's right. On the air every day, I'm just podcasting. You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting. Right. Share my dreams with you, me and I'm podcasting. You can see my vision through the podcasting. But don't forget J Boogie when I'm broadcasting. I'm podcasting, he's podcasting. I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezy got them blowing tears.
J Boogie in the building. What's good, boss?
Give me some bars, y'all. Give me some bars.
Y'all already dropping the bars. Y'all been dropping them all morning, all afternoon, happy Friday to you all. First thing,
happy Friday.
Yeah,
salute, bro.
I just want to real quick give a special shout out to all the Jersey people, all the New Jersey people. Reason why I said it, because last night I was in my scouting mode, and I seen it, hands on, eyes on. First thing first, that 7-foot Aaron Bradshaw, he's trying to break the rim, tear it down. I seen Drake Powell. Oh my God. But then I got to finish it off with Jersey's finest, DJ Wagner. I saw him live. I seen him take the trophy, the chip, bring it back to Camden. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. The only reason why I say this right here, because some young pups, they getting ready now. So all these dudes that's been in the league 3, 4, 5 years and they ain't got it together, you might as well get ready to move out the way because these young pups is coming. Very soon, the commissioner is going to say, this is the year when I'm allowed them to come to the NBA straight from high school. From high school. He's going to do it. But I just want to say that, man. I saw that.
Young boys from Connecticut, y'all better get ready. Hey, young fellas from Connecticut, y'all better get ready. In 2 years, they're going to be, man, look.
But y'all all sound amazingly beautiful this morning, man. Y'all the guest stars of Soul Train, man. Y'all so beautiful, man. Y'all just going at it, man. I just want to come up here and take a picture, you know what I'm saying, with y'all, man, with y'all up here, man. I was up here. Is this Queen debuted on the show?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I've been here before. But listen, Freezy, I need an intro. And when you make my intro, make sure that bass line is heavy. Like it is on yours.
That's what I like
it
to
is
hear.
on yours.
She said she want the 808s on that thing.
Yeah, that's what we do.
She want the
Boom, boom, boom.
808s.
That's what we do. That's
The
what we,
bass
that's-
on your intro is fire.
Yeah, appreciate it, Queen. I got some stuff that I'm working on, but I got to work on. It's always something going on. Let me do Paris Duggar real quick. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, Pop does teach on the job, Queen. That's his MO.
Okay.
That's his MO. Right?
Okay.
Hey, Shotgunner, for the record, I think we have to do disclaimers from here on out. Anytime somebody talk about quickly, bro, they got to understand they might get jumped.
Yeah. Because I don't get it. Like, I don't get why y'all want him to be like a Jamal Crawford type. I don't really get that. But I just think the kid is trying to be a point guard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to, and I think that's what he sees himself as.
It's a blessing if he could even be a Jamal Crawford, bro. Jamal Crawford is that dude. If he could finish his career on that's high. That's good. Jamal Crawford is that. He still is that dude. So that's
20
like a
years
compliment.
in the league.
That's a compliment for Quickly.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Honestly.
Yeah, but he's doing it with a coach that hangs his hat on developing wing players.
And Crawford didn't always start neither.
Yeah.
It's Shy views IQ. My fault. Shy views IQ more as Jamal Murray, not Jamal Crawford. That's what he wants him to be.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jay. Basically.
Yeah, that type of point guard, man. He ain't gonna ever be. He ain't gonna ever be Steph Curry, right?
He gonna be like a Jamal Murray.
Lou Will.
That was perfect, Jay. That was perfect.
Yeah.
You gotta understand though, Shotgunner, like his favorite player is Lou Will. So him being the control of the second unit, that's not gonna bother him. His favorite player is Lou Will.
Yeah.
Like saying he's Jamal Crawford is not bad.
So I can see,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as just a bench player. I don't like for these last two, like 36 points, like even I'm not saying whoop-de-doo, not nothing. Like I'm just saying, I just feel like when you get quality starting minutes, my whole point has been.
Hey, Shotgun, we already know how you feel, bro. Should RJ Barrett be coming off the bench?
No.
Shotgun, we already know how you feel, bro. We are understanding it's a love fest. Should RJ Barrett be coming off the bench?
For who?
Yes.
But if quickly already is
Quickly?
Lose
Quickly show more promising than RJ Barrett. I'm sorry. Starting minutes,
Freezy.
Starting minutes, Queen.
It should be.
Come on.
It should be
Starting minutes,
Grimes, not RJ.
He played both ends of the floor.
Come on.
Sorry.
Relax.
I'm dead serious. I'm sorry.
I just asked the question. I'm not in favor either
Dead
one way or
serious.
the other.
Relax.
I just asked the question.
He had 2 games where he was pressed into do. Come on now. Let's not get beside. And listen now. If you bring in somebody, and RJ has to go to the bench, that's
OG
fine.
Anunoby. What if you get OG?
Yeah. Well.
No, I would move
One of them.
I'm moving Grimes to the bench. I'm moving Grimes to the bench because there's no reality where. Hold on, bro. There's no reality. Hold on, Sha. There's no reality where RJ plays 40 minutes, right, and goes 1 for 10 from the field, and that's it.
Right.
That will never happen. And we just saw Grimes come out there after dropping 30, go 1 for 10 from the field.
I mean, you confident in that?
Nah. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident he's not going 1 for 10.
As well as Romeo Langford scoring 24.
He might have had one of them games this season.
I believe it. I don't know. We might have to look up the stats. He played a lot.
It's crazy because if you look up them, he's 3 for 14 and still had 20.
Yeah,
because he's taking. All right. Anyway, I
don't even want to do it.
I wouldn't.
And Romeo Langford is not scoring 24 on RJ. Let's pack that up.
What? Wow.
RJ Barrett's defense is very underrated.
Stop it.
What?
Oh
it's not even there. He don't play no. He don't play no deep.
Maybe as of late, Freezy, he's been playing better. I haven't crunched the stats yet, but I know when they was on that 8-game winning streak, his defensive rating, I don't know how much you want to put into that, was like 94, 96. Right. Now, throw in some of these losses, I'm not sure where it is now. But prior to that, it was like 106 point something. And last season, him and Fournier had pretty much the same defensive rating, though I get it. He was playing tougher players. I get it.
114.1, yep.
Right, he was playing tougher players. He's not a defensive maestro by any stretch.
I'm the, but so okay. So I never said that. I didn't say that there are.
I didn't either. I just said Romeo Langford wasn't going for 20 on RJ. That's all I said.
Listen, he got hot. He would have went for 20 on anybody. When a player gets hot, it's not nothing you can do about it.
Harwell
His
established
career
that
high. Like he's been in the league like 4 years, and this was his career high night.
Okay.
Yeah, Harwell ain't that correct? Wasn't Romeo a shooter? Harwell.
I said I know who he was. I said I know who Romeo was as far as he's an outright player, but still, it don't mean he's supposed to get off like that. If you want to give players credit for defense, like she said, anybody can have a good game though. That don't determine. That's just like what we said about Quickly. He had a good game. We're looking at more of a body of work on our opinion. You know what I'm saying? The point is this: what Greeny just said. Quickly's favorite player is Lou Will. That means he accepted his role already, coming off the bench. He knows what he packed his game like. You know what I mean? This NBA, and Jay Boogie just said it. You got young guys coming in the league, is going to be taken right off. Depending on what team they go on, though, for sure. At the same time, like, Quickly got to excel in the areas that he's best at. To me, it looked like he's best coming off the bench. That's my last take on Quickly. He's doing great getting this opportunity. This shows that opportunity makes you a better player. And I'm glad that they're getting this opportunity. But he's been through where it's like he should have been getting this opportunity, like I said, with Burks. So he is where he is.
Hey, is that Ron? Is that Ron from Still Knicks fan? I can't tell. Is that Ron?
Yeah, you know it's me,
bro. When we gonna have the Monifa versus Faith argument?
Listen, I'm ready whenever you. Well, I ain't ready whenever you. I got a little something going on. But when you ready to set it up, man, I'm there.
Monifa versus Faith.
Listen,
Evans?
first off, it's a ridiculous statement. It should never have come up, and you should have. The conversation should have ended as soon as it was said. So
it's Hoodie Cav. It's not me. It was Hoodie Cav. It's not me, bro. Come on.
Yeah, man, well, you should have told Hoodie Cav. Let's talk about hip hop or something. Let's talk about these Knicks.
Hey, bro, I told him.
Hoodie Cav anything.
I told when Hoodie Cav said it, I said, "Hey, man, go jump off the planet right now." He's like, "Jump off the planet." I was like, "Yes, off the planet. Go somewhere." You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong, Freezy. Monifa's got talent and she has some joints, but you could put them joints in one hand and I'll give you Faith's first album and knock everything out her career.
I could put her joints in a thimble.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I just wanted to jump on. I just wanted to jump on real quick and show a little love. It's been a minute. You know, if y'all, those who know, I've been dealing with some personal stuff, but not to belabor the point, we getting through it. And but I wanted to show love to everybody. Shout out to the whole panel. This panel is dope. Great conversation you guys got today. Salute to everybody. Happy holidays. I'm listening, man. This conversation is good. I mean, these Knicks is Jekyll and Hyde for real. I used to call Charlotte and like teams like Charlotte and the Nets and another team I forgot who I used to call Jekyll and Hyde. But Knicks have taken that mantle. I don't know what this team is. They're definitely. But what I will say though is, if we're gonna say stuff on one side, we got to be fair on the Knicks side too, because there's a lot of people out there that say, "Oh, well, the Knicks ain't playing nobody." Even the teams they play, there's always somebody out. Okay, well, flip it. Once the Knicks got some continuity, they started to get a little flow going. Yeah, they ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw, but they had 1-8 in a row. Now they lost a game or two because they didn't know how to close them out.
Right.
But right when they going and they finally getting some type of style to their play,
be careful.
Now dudes get hurt. So now it's the flip side. So it's got to be both ways.
Okay.
I agree with you, Ron. That's why I said this morning they've been losing for different reasons. It's not like, the Knicks can't play defense. The Knicks don't have offense. The Knicks they've been losing for different reasons. And like you said earlier on, they couldn't close. And last night they didn't show up in that first quarter. Gave the team confidence. And to San Antonio's credit, they answered every run the Knicks put up.
So is that the coach?
Is
that the coach?
In what sense?
And well, let me answer this real quick. So Paris Tucker says, cut D Rose, RJ has arrived, use Cam and Fournier. I agree.
But why you gotta cut him though?
I think I might agree with all of that what Paris Douglas says, and Queen, because I don't think Derrick Rose has value no more.
But why do you have to cut him? He could still be on the bench like he's been and just not playing. It's not like he's a detriment and creating havoc in the locker room.
He's
Just
taking
don't
up
play him.
14 million on the cap.
But that's going to be the same
But-
anyway,
but,
even if you
yeah,
send him home, even if you cut him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
It's the
pay
same.
him. You gotta pay him.
Lucky he there right now. Shit, we need
We
him.
gotta trade him, man. Yeah, we gotta trade him.
Yeah, his value is.
Hey, you ain't getting nothing for him, man. Cooked.
All right. Hey, so
Yeah, he looking
Queen,
bad.
Oh, my bad, y'all. So Queen. So you said the Knicks are losing these games recently because of a calamity of errors, and I rephrased it. I know you said a bunch of stuff. I just wanted to kind of be contrite with it. So if the Knicks are losing because of a calamity of errors, don't all the blame just goes in one direction?
I don't think so. Because when the Knicks went on an 8-game winning streak, all of the accolades didn't go in one direction.
Okay.
You know, I think it was different things on different nights. You got a 9-point lead with 33 seconds to go. How is that to coach? You missing free throws. How is that to coach? Now, don't get me wrong. I got some issues with Tibbs, and one of them is this rotation needs to expand.
Thank you.
This rotation needs to expand. But think about that Indiana game when Randall was 6 for 6. He don't hit them free throws, we lose. You know, we was down 4. Brunson had a timely 3 that cut it to 1 when it was under 2 minutes. I thought the game was over when they went up 4 with 2 minutes.
Right.
But you respond in those minutes. You have timely shots, timely stops. You hit free throws that get you back in the game, that close the game. The Knicks have not been doing that.
I think it's because they're tired.
I think so. I definitely think that's a factor.
I agree
No
with
doubt
that.
about
I
it.
think they're
No doubt
tired.
about it.
They're exhausted, bro. I'm scared that this might not last by All-Star break. I got a feeling somebody I'm not gonna say what I feel like, but I just feel like Tibbs, like, hey, he has got fired for this before, and he's going back into that bad habit. Jimmy Butler called him out on this before. He has to stop doing that, man. I mean, if you're gonna trade a player, well, at least keep a 9-man rotation. At least 8 is too short. Like that's way too short.
But the 8 was in the Dallas game. Last night it was back to 9. I hope Fournier plays again. I hope Cam gets in the rotation. I would like it to be 10.
No,
I would like for it to be 11.
You don't need
11 is a bit much.
Yeah. I want to see Fournier and Cam back in the rotation.
No, gosh, no.
Why? Because you like the consistency of Grimes and Deuce McBride offensively. That's why you don't.
They're not giving us nothing, bro.
They look. You know what? They may not be consistently, offensive. What you may want.
Oh, they're offensive. They're
very
offensive.
No. As far as continuity overall, the fit, you can't blame Thibodeau for that. The fit was much better. Fournier on defense is horrendous.
But
horrendous.
But listen, he was the starting shooting guard last year when the Knicks finished 11th in defensive rating. If the rest of your team is intact, you can hide one player. Duncan Robinson on Miami was in the starting lineup for most of the season, and they was ranked 5th. He's not the worst defensive player on the Knicks. Him and Barrett is neck and neck. Now, if you want to say that,
I think with Brunson though make it harder.
It's right. So if you want to say,
Brunson liability.
All 3 of them together, blah, 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 blah. But I just feel like Fournier is taking a harder hit than the rest of those guys who are not great defensively either.
I think he just don't fit with the cuff of, or like I said, it's 3. It's with Brunson in there and make it hard to hide all of them. And then how dudes, even last night when dude hit the 3 on Fournier at the buzzer, it's like he backed up when you're supposed to close out. It's 3 seconds left. And I'm like, yeah, he's a veteran. You're supposed to know that. Plus, like it just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I know he out there because of the situation.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Cut him a little slack. That's a little
he didn't look as bad as. No, he looked pretty decent to not play in 21. How many days they said it was? So
21 or 22, yeah.
But when I looked at some of the stuff he was doing, right, I was trying to see why he was in a situation like this because I know he could shoot the ball, and I did catch some things on the defensive end that I felt like he's supposed to just know off instinct, but he's not a good defensive player. That's what I was just some things I caught.
I'm going to say this, y'all. Hey, y'all are going to see 10 or 11, whether y'all like it or not. Right?
I think 10 is fine. We've been rocking with 10 for a long time.
Right now, we need 10 with these guys hurt.
Right, but the point I'm getting at though is when Obi comes back, that's 10. And if you want to see Cam or Evan Fournier, if you want to see either one of those, that's going to be 11.
Well, just one. If you're going to put Obi back in the rotation, just one.
Yeah, I think when Obi comes back,
that's 10.
Fournier's over.
Right.
Yeah.
But my quick question to y'all
is, you know what? That's still 9 because you know what he'll do? He'll bench Jericho Sims.
Oh, you're right.
So that's still 9. Yeah.
That would be bad though, because that's not for the future of the Knicks still again. Like if it don't make sense, why like I feel that at least you get to see what these guys are worth more than you trying to force Fournier back in the rotation to give you what?
Oh, yeah, this is troublesome, y'all.
Let me ask y'all a serious question. I ain't trying to be funny about it. I know he's not, when I say this, I know who he is, but is there a reason why with all the injuries we're dealing with right now, not all the injuries, but the 2 injuries, well, actually 3, I forgot all about Obi. 3 injuries we got, big injuries if you look at how this Knicks team has been for the last couple of years. With everything going on, is there a reason why Tibbs refuses to play Svi Mikhailuk? I know, listen, he's an athlete. I know he's not great defensively. He's just as bad as Fournier, but he's a good team basketball player. And he has some athleticism to him, and he can shoot. And he's not just a spot-up shooter. Like, he can take it to the rim.
Yeah.
Why is he not playing?
I would play
Tibbs
Fournier
is in
over
win
him.
now mode. He's in win now mode. He does not care about the development of the players. He doesn't care about trying to see what lineups work. He wants to win. That 8-game win streak threw all the development out the window. He wants to win now.
I disagree. Tibbs ain't doing nothing that the front office is not behind. Let's stop acting like Tibbs is running the show and the front office wants to go in one direction and Tibbs himself is going in another direction.
Queen, are you going there?
Listen.
Okay.
The front office sets the direction for the team. The front office during that draft had an opportunity. If they wanted to go young and prioritize development over winning, that was another opportunity for them to do that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? They've decided that we're going to try to win and retool this team over time. And if you're a young guy and you can help us win, you're going to play. And if you're a young guy and you can't help us win, you're not going to play. So I just feel like it's a false narrative that this is Tibbs and the front office is sitting back there saying, oh, we want to go in another direction. Nah, you want to go in another direction, the front office could have been going in another direction.
Yeah.
Yo, mute
yourself, Green.
Oh, mute that man, Breezy.
I got him. Calm down. I got him. My finger ain't that fast, bro.
The psychomotor skills get a little slow as you get up.
I know it's a bunch of stars on the screen. I'm watching the stars too, but you got to mute that dude. He all in the backyard.
Yeah, no, I was
at the barbecue.
I was clicking on it. It wouldn't work. Paris Douglas says play Randall and Brunson 5 less minutes. They're all stars. Queen A, I think you may be not right on this one.
Okay.
And I don't like the whole arguing for the sake of arguing thing. That's not me. I'm a lamb. I don't like that. I like to laugh. I like to joke, right? Here's the thing though. If that's the case with the way you said it, then why every time the front office makes a move, Tibbs goes in a different direction and the front office has to correct it?
What was the move?
Except for Brunson.
Example.
Kimba. Fournier.
Yeah, I don't think Tibbs wanted Fournier.
Austin Rivers.
What?
Yes.
Cam too.
Cam, yeah. The front office bought in Austin Rivers. Remember the whole story? Oh, he's the son of a coach in the league. I've been best friends with the coach, and I saw the son grow up. That's the Austin Rivers story.
But okay, there's a difference. But I'm talking about the direction of a team. whether you played Austin Rivers or you didn't, that doesn't change the direction of the team. Whether you played Cam or you didn't, that doesn't change the direction of the team. However, sitting Fournier and Rose, trading Randall, trading Fournier so that you can create time for Obi and IQ, that changes the direction of the team. I'm talking about those types of moves. If the Knicks really wanted to double down with the development of the youth and prioritize that over winning, they would have gotten off of those guys. So I'm talking about that type of direction, the big direction. The front office has to make that call. So you can't not trade off these veterans, keep them on the team, and expect Tibbs to not play them so the young guys can get run. It doesn't work that way. You look at OKC, you look at Detroit, you look at all of these guys, they traded off their veterans because they were going in a different direction. The front office does that, not the coach.
But Queen, is that not what Tom Thibodeau did? Did Tom Thibodeau not? He can't trade him because he's the coach, right? But did Tom Thibodeau not bench Fournier? Did he not bench Cam and play Grimes and McBride and Jericho Sims?
Yeah, because you know why? Not because he was going with a youth movement. He felt at the time those guys gave him a better chance of winning.
No. I meant the direction in terms of the front office making a move, bringing guys in here. Tibbs won't play him.
I think as a coach, you got an opportunity to do like what Queen is saying, go in a different direction. Okay. And then it's on you because it's really on Tibbs more. He's the coach. So if you asking, is he sitting guys? Yeah, he is. So it's like he's going in his own direction. You don't agree with a lot of stuff that they did. I agree with you on that part. Right. And I feel like at some point he could be doing what he thinks is going to work. Like a coach could just plug in somebody. If it works, they can't, the front office ain't going to say, oh, why'd you do that? They trying to win. Right. That's basically what it's more about. Like it could be like we in sync and now I'm like, I don't really agree with all that. And I'm making these moves. Not to cut you off, Queen. I just was trying to.
No. I mean, I get you. But I don't think those little moves change the direction of a team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think the direction of a team is set by the front office before the season starts. What are we
it does.
to do?
It shows we're not in sync, though. It shows that it's a lot of stuff that is just like, it's kind of like working backwards. Even like what Shotgun is saying. Like we did stuff that we had players right there all along that we could have been. Like it's like chasing things that we don't have, and then like you skipping over guys that's right here. And I think that's part of the problem because we're not in sync, more or less. And that's what that looks like. I think that's why Freezy pointing that out as well, because if I bring these guys and we supposed to be together and you sitting these guys and we don't look aligned. Now we together, but are we really aligned? Now it's 19 million on the bench, Cam on the bench. You know what I'm saying? That kind of
it is questionable.
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
It gets to the big side too, I think. Last point on it.
Who decided to sign Brunson as opposed to giving IQ the keys? Tibbs or the front office?
The front office.
Well, no,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
I think Tibbs was with them.
But that's fine if they were together and they made that decision. That's the point I'm trying to make.
He's got a job to keep.
I agree with you on that. They made some decisions together, and then things didn't work out, and that's what happens. You make your own decisions as a coach. You have that opportunity to do those things, to go in your direction to save your job, because they're gonna let you fall if they tell you what to do and it don't work. You could be the first one to go still.
But I still think there's a difference between setting a direction, and within that direction, smaller moves can be made here or there in terms of whether you play this guy, whether you not play that guy, but the direction is still set.
Okay.
The direction is set.
Because you're talking about operating within the boundaries.
Correct. He's operating within the boundaries. We're trying to win this season. We're not prioritizing development over winning.
Right.
The entire organization is behind that.
Right.
Now, within the boundaries of that, he's deciding, all right, I'm going to play Grimes over Fournier because I think Grimes gives us a better chance of winning, not because I'm trying to develop Grimes over Fournier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trust me, had Rose came out the gate smoking, McBride would not be in this rotation. McBride is in the rotation, not because they're trying to prioritize youth. McBride is in the rotation because Tibbs kept trying to find something that works. Rose wasn't playing well. He put McBride in. McBride played well defensively. The team started playing well defensively. You know what? I found something. I'm going to let McBride rock.
Just let it rock. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But the direction is still the same. We're trying to win. And he's just making certain little, choices within the bounds.
Right.
Yeah, I just
right.
think
Now I
that's
got
the
you.
problem.
Hey, y'all.
It's not
Hey, y'all.
realistic
I got to wrap up right here. I got to go.
for them to try and win. But you're right.
But I appreciate everybody for coming through, man.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming through.
Appreciate you guys.
Man,
Salute,
the conversation.
Salute to the panel. Happy holidays, y'all.
Hey, Hogwood, y'all rocking tonight?
Now we planned on going on tomorrow, like early, like before the game, and so everybody can kind of come through and say Happy New Year's Eve, like so. We doing it tomorrow, so I put out
I'm on
the link.
tonight, though.
I might pull up to your show, Queen. I've been trying to get on there.
Yeah, I'm on tonight. I already
Yeah, I'm
dropped
already trying to get on your show, Queen.
For real, DM me. I'll send you the link.
What
Okay,
time you rocking,
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Me and Shotgun are gonna try to put away our feelings about Emmanuel quickly. I know y'all can't say nothing about Quick.
No, we're gonna talk about Emmanuel quickly tonight. So
okay.
Oh, y'all are? Oh, yeah.
If his uncle want to be in the show, come on through.
If y'all talking Quick, put on y'all bulletproof vests.
All I can say about Emmanuel quickly, if he was on that Golden State bench, a lot of us would be saying, "Damn."
I wish we had him.
Oh, I'm not trying to get rid of quickly. I'm not trying to get rid of him at all.
I know you're not, but the thing is, we don't have a lot of players that's solid doing one thing. Right. And they damn sure don't know how to do multiple things.
Right.
But when you got players that can if something that they can do is good feeling for them, you got to find a way to keep them doing what they do. Quickly is a knockdown catch shooter, but we keep forcing the ball in his hand to try to make him something that he's not. And that takes away what he can be, which is a sniper. And so we got to get other players that can play the roles that we're trying to switch guys out of their roles to try to make them become. No, because then you're still leaving an open spot. And that's what's wrong with Quickly right now. We're jerking his game. He's knocking the shots down. Then we put the ball in his hand and tell him to be a distributor. No, you don't make him distributor when he's on fire.
Don't trigger Shotgunner, J Boogie. Don't trigger him. Bro.
Nah, he got it. He got it.
I don't want to trigger him, but
I already done started breaking down the weapon.
I'm just sorry. I've seen enough. The last 2 games in the last season, last year,
Jay Boogie was right on with that
me. I'm sorry.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, man.
I appreciate y'all.
All right, bless you.
All right,